underwater ship. She's a hovercraft. Safe to assume she's full of eels.
What the fuck?
Hello and welcome to Clear and Present Dudes, a podcast that is full of eels.
Wow. That's not the intro I was going to say. That's good,
Well,
though.
you take it away, man. You take it away, buddy.
Dudes represents a clear and present danger to the national security of the United States.
You have no idea what men can do.
Hello and welcome back to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast that got caught levitating once and was told it would go blind. I am Mike Bar. I'm joined by Rory James O'Toole.
Hello.
And Sanye Bjorkson.
Hello.
And we are tonight considering whether the going up was really worth the coming down in Cisco Pike from 1972. Hello, welcome. Like, subscribe to the Substrat, all that kind of good stuff. And also, this is a spoiler podcast. So, all spoilers. Rory, Cisco Pike, what's going on?
What's going on? So, this episode is going out on the 20th of April, which is it's the weed day, isn't it? It's 420. So, my decision to cover Cisco Pike was after having a quick Google for thriller movies that involved weed. I think the top one that came up was Pineapple Express, which we're not going to do. So, I thought, let's go with this obscure film, Cisco Pike, that I've now watched 3 times. I really enjoyed. I feel I'm going to fight for this film's life and honour in this episode. I'm going to fight in the fucking streets for it. So I am ready to die with my boots on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Cisco Pike, read the little blurb here, is an American drama film that was written and directed by Bill L. Norton and released by Columbia Pictures. The film stars Kris Kristofferson as a musician who have been falling on hard times since the selling of marijuana and is blackmailed by police officer Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
The movie, which is Norton's directorial debut and Kristofferson's debut as a leading actor, was filmed in LA in the late 1970 and includes several contemporaneous landmarks. It premiered in 1972 to unfavourable reviews and was a box office failure. Cisco Pike is not officially available on home media until its re-release on DVD in 2006. Mate, this is like Goncharov, but real.
But real. Mr. President, please make Goncharov real.
I think it might have been missold as a thriller movie. There is certainly a thriller
elements. Yeah, elements. Yeah. I'd say. I mean, there's ticking clock. There's drugs to be sold. There's a betrayal. There's a pretty explosive ending.
Yeah.
I would still say it's a thriller, but then again, at this point, I'm so amped up. Like, I mean, I'm even wearing a shirt that I can quickly remove for like a street fight. You know, I'm wearing one with Popeyes because I can just go like, it's fucking dough.
Are you both wearing denim shirts right now?
Yeah, we actually are. Holy shit. You see, Christ. That is the power of Kris Kristofferson.
I'm in my Ryland Grace era. I'm probably from Mary Maxon.
For anyone not watching the video, Mike is wearing an incredibly Ryland Grace jumper. Sorry, cardigan. Cardigan.
Yeah.
He's once again in his cardigan era. You were also briefly in a cardigan era after you watched Lawless, right?
Wow.
That's a deep fucking cut.
Deep cut. Wow, from back in the day. Wow.
Back in the day, the Tom Hardy cardigan, if you will.
The Tom Hardigan. Yeah. God, good times.
Good times.
Why can't you just be some nice, healthy Baptist like the neighbors? Just squatting, weird on the table like some freak.
You want to die? Do you?
No.
Huh?
No.
I want that money Monday morning, 9 a.m., right here.
I guess we'll just have to go to my house. Is that all right with you?
Talking right into it. The signature is a promise to appear in court sometime on or before this date. It's not an admission of guilt.
I should hope not. In America.
He has tasted good and evil in your bedrooms and your bars, and he's traded in tomorrow for today.
God. Should we just get into the plot? After being arrested for drug dealing, singer Cisco Pike tries to pawn his guitar. The shop owner declines, and Cisco returns home to find his demos have been rejected. That's like the first sort of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we get what I've noticed about this movie, right? And a bit of context for the film, I guess, is it's the 70s, the swinging 60s are over, the height of kind of like free love, hippie drug culture has kind of passed.
Massive theme, I think.
And I think a bit of post burnout is kind of happening, where the 70s were obviously like a pretty rough time for everybody, and this is kind of, I think the movie is riding on the back of stuff like Easy Rider and stuff like when it came out. But this is like it's a bit of a downer. It's and it's not like I think when we kind of said we were going to do this movie, I certainly had in my mind that this might be like funny, hilarious japes. Oh, a guy's got to sell a bunch of weed and like over a weekend. What kind of crazy stuff is he going to get up to? And actually, the guy's just really, really miserable.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
There's this grimness under the film. Like this film is like a literal bridge between like swinging 60s, Summer of Love to the French Connection, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Gene Hackman actually started filming the French Connection before shooting on this film was complete. So it's like you see like the end of an era. The film at its time was arguably kind of postmodern, really, isn't it? Because like it's like showing this is a sea change in what's happened. It was very current at the time, and I guess now looking back at it, and it seems a bit quaint, but it's like it was a real turning point. I think I actually asked my mom last night. I was like, "Mom, how did you feel between 1969 and 1970 and like the change in the world?" She goes, "Well, I got married," and that was just the entire statement. I was like, "Cool, fair one."
Interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is like an undercurrent of kind of grimness. Everything just feels really transitory, doesn't it? Like everybody in this film is in some way kind of adrift. People are just either trapped in their circumstances or they're drifting from one situation to the next. We kind of get, it's weird. So we kind of get like Cisco Pike, the opening shots of the film with him like walking kind of listlessly around the place, holding his guitar case, which is a recurring theme we'll see in the movie. And then he goes to this pawn shop, tries to sell his guitar. The guy, who is played by Roscoe Lee Brown, can't wait to talk about him in a bit, refuses to buy his guitar off him, and we kind of get the backstory that Cisco Pike is a professional musician, and there's like a picture of him holding a gold record in the pawn shop and stuff. And he's obviously friends with the guy, and he refuses to buy his guitar. Then Cisco wanders around a bit more, goes home, finds like some rejection mail on his door, and then he finds his girlfriend, played by Karen Black, as Sue. And this is like, when I first put the movie on and I saw this scene, I was like, it is going to be hilarious japes after all, despite the 5 minute meandering scene I'd watched beforehand. Because she's like sat on the table cross-legged in like a kind of meditating yogi pose, and he comes up behind her and like cups her breasts in his hands and like tries to distract her.
And then she starts like kind of thinning him out a bit about like how she's been like astral projecting and stuff like that. And obviously she says she's meditating, and then he delivers the absolutely killer line, Mike.
Oh yeah. She's like astral projection, levitation. It's like, oh, my daddy caught me levitating once, told me I'd go blind. It's like, what the fuck? And then he's quite funny because he's like, why couldn't you be like a nice Baptist girl and all this kind of stuff? And then she's like, oh, but and then she starts talking about like the tantra and like how you can have sexual intercourse for 24 hours and stuff. And he's like, well, how about 1 minute missionary on the table?
It's like, I tell you what, if I'd seen this film at a younger age, I would have downloaded his fucking personality for better or for worse. And so I'm glad it appeared when I was more of like a Gene Hackman kind of age, you know.
Yeah. God, it's crazy. So we kind of get like a setup, but they've got a nice thing going on. They kind of bounce off each other in a fun way. She's a bit of a hippie. He's kind of like, then he starts getting phone calls from like former customers, and we kind of find out that he was like a drug dealer, and he doesn't want to do it anymore, and he's quit. So that's kind of his setup. Like, failed musician, trying to get back into the biz, has this girlfriend who's like will become a source of like tension. People are trying to drag him back into the drug trade. He doesn't want any part of it because he's been busted before. He doesn't want to get busted again. And then we kind of cut to like our introduction to Gene Hackman, which is just like, it just cuts to like a big police parade.
I think it's like a police funeral, isn't it, or something like that? And they've obviously it's like
There's
filmed
a
it
lot of
like
people.
guerrilla kind of style, haven't they? And like,
Yeah.
I like how Gene Hackman already seems like a fucking loser in this, because like you see him with all his rig and stuff, and then he just like walks away. Like it's not like he's gonna like hang over the cops and go to like a bar and like raise a glass to like a fallen comrade. He just like fucks off. He's like wanders off because he's drifting as well. He's adrift, you know.
And then we get another shot of him doing a drugs bust, like on some Mexican.
He's robbing like the cartel's weakest man.
Yeah.
It's great. This is not a land of wolves, you know. That's great. Just this like kind of really gentle punch just incapacitates the guy, and it's like either that's the forbidden jutsu, or this film did need a much better fight choreographer.
Yeah. That might have been my first clue that this film was not going to be like a capital T thriller. I was like, okay.
I like how Gene Hackman threatens people by putting his gun against the nose, by the way. It's like, I'll blow your nose off, man. You won't be able to smell.
How are you gonna smell if the cushion's good now? With no nose.
You gotta rub that cocaine
Hombre.
into your membranes. Rub it into your gums.
But mean-spirited, considering his predicament that he reveals later in the film.
Yeah, completely.
You want to medically downgrade all these these drug cartel guys.
Fucking amazing.
Holland arrests Cisco.
Yeah.
So Holland rocks up to Cisco Pike. They obviously have a bit of history.
He's busted him a couple of times. There's an ongoing case, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And he's like, take a ride with me, you know? And he's like, whether you're busted me or not busted me, I ain't taking no ride with no pig. And he's like, well, let's say that you are busted, and then we'll get in my car. So he basically kidnaps him, drives him to his
It's
garage.
legal when it's the police. It's legal when it's the LAPD.
Yeah. He's Bosch mentioned. Bosch implied.
Bosch implied. Yes.
Yeah, so he takes him to this garage, opens the garage up, and it's like full of bricks and bricks and bricks and bricks and bricks of marijuana. Like the least threatening drug.
It's so funny as well.
I don't think
like,
it could be worse if you had like a barrel full of poppers.
It's great. I love like when they open the bricks, it's like, oh, it's all bud, and you look at it, it's like the significant stems in there, man. Like there is wood in there.
So they do the whole thing where he spends ages like cutting open a brick, and he sniffs it like, this smells really, really good. And he's like, well, I got 100 keys of it, and I need to sell it. Why are you coming to me for? There's evidence, right, in this movie of a lot of chopping around in the editing process, which I know is what the editing process is for, but scenes vary in length from like long meandering to suddenly cut off like randomly.
Yeah.
So after he has this bit where he gets like shown all the drugs and stuff, there's a scene where he's in an office with his lawyer, a guy we see for this one scene and one scene only.
Great. I love it.
And he's so random, this dude. He's great characterization.
Yeah.
He's got like this big head, he's got these tiny little glasses and a big beard, and he acts like so over the top. Really, really funny. And he's like, I don't know, this is probably a trap. You probably don't, this is entrapment. You probably don't want to do it, Cisco.
But the weed's really good.
Cisco's got a lawyer on retainer, by the way.
The only thing I could think of was maybe this is his like music industry lawyer that he's been working with. So the real outcome would be, okay, Cisco, I'll discuss your criminal case, but I need to bill you a massive amount for my research into like narcotics laws and stuff. There you go, motherfucker. You got to sell like 300 keys now to pay for these bills, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, brilliant. But that scene ends so abruptly.
It does, yeah.
Like the guy, like it's like the lawyer does like a shocked expression and it cuts away, and then it cuts to Holland finding Cisco outdoors near Venice Beach, and like Gene Hackman keeps talking about how he's running. He runs everywhere, but he never wears his like active wear.
I think is this like sort of like maybe the time when like active wear wasn't like such a common thing. I mean, I can definitely remember like films around then showing people in like tracky bottoms and stuff. So
I think whenever I think of active wear from this era, I always think of like it'll be like, right, here's something that you see in old movies from the 70s and 80s. People used to go jogging in like full like jogger bottoms and sweaters and like headbands and stuff, and it's
yeah,
like
big grey hoodie,
Big-
and the fucking pissing with sweat.
big, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody does that in
Yeah.
real life. Well,
yeah.
why did people do that in the 70s? Did people not sweat as much then?
Could you imagine though, like if he was just dressing like some kind of like hardcore ultra runner bro, like how they do today, like he's just like running through 1970s Venice Beach in like little shorts, a little vest, and a fucking like fuck ass camelback, you know, with his little water pipe, like he's one of the fucking Fremen.
Tiny little polythene cap, which has got one big peak that sticks
Good
up.
grief.
Those goggles, there's like those ultra runner goggles that are like basically ski rolls.
He's wearing one of those like fucking like a respirator as you wear it, like reduce your breathing and make your lungs like more powerful and ultra runner, hoo-ah. And everyone's like looking at him like, wow, the 60s really didn't end. Look at this freak. How much acid's this guy
I love
on?
ultra running. Ultra runners class because like other athletes will fuel like with very specific stuff,
Yeah.
and then ultra runners will like whip out a bag of like trail
It's
mix,
fucking
like,
amazing,
full of
right?
M&Ms and be like, here's my fuel for my like 100-mile run.
I fucking love that
and
shit,
it's like,
dude.
and it's like a shoelace.
I fucking
Yeah.
love it, man. Honestly, respect to those guys. Couldn't be fucking me. He said as he drank his can of Monster Energy before noon, it couldn't be me.
So this scene is the scene where Gene Hackman lays out the plot of the movie. He says, look, you've seen all my big, vast load of drugs. I need you to sell it all. It's 100 keys of marijuana. I need you to sell it all by the end of the weekend because I need 10 grand by Monday. And he tells him that it's because he lost a load of money on the stock market.
Lost in crypto, man. All my apes gone.
Yeah. All my hips gone. That's exactly, yeah.
Listen, Cisco, I bought an NFT from a guy in Chinatown, and it's worthless now. My heart rate's going up, Cisco. You want to stand up, blow your nose off?
Can you imagine a non-fungible token in 1970? Like, what would that be?
I'm going to sell you the receipt to this photograph of a gigantic joint that someone rolled at Woodstock. It's like, you know, you don't own the photograph, you own the receipt that says you own it. And someone's like, whoa, man, that's like cosmic.
So he tells him it's 59 hours to sell the marijuana, and that's about 2 keys an hour. And then Cisco, because he hates the establishment, is like, oh, do you want me to punch a clock? Very fun. Hang on, I've made Cisco sound like energetic there, and he's not.
He's
He has,
so
like, a
laconic.
low
He doesn't give a
drawl.
fuck. He's mint. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
I go punch a clock.
The entire film is phlegmatic.
Yeah, it totally is.
Wow. Way to bring up the fluids of the body. Yeah. Is it a phlegmatic? Is it bilious? Oh, there.
How balanced are
So
its humours?
vile.
It's a green film, not a black film or a yellow film. It's balance of the humors. Brilliant. It's a little sanguine towards the end.
Mercurial even.
Fetch me my glass of leeches.
Cisco, you've
Man,
got
what a movie.
59 hours to sell 100 key of leeches.
It's a film I would
Gene
watch.
Hackman's just a fucking like medieval plague doctor with his mask and everything. He's got his doctor sticks, just like hitting.
Also,
with it.
can we talk about that? He's just standing there menacingly.
Yes, my God.
What the fuck was his deal?
When he appears at the drug deal with his fucking binoculars for some reason,
Oh,
looking
that's great.
nonchalantly. I said, what the fuck are you there for, man? It's like,
Do you want to be there? If you want to be at the deal, sell the drugs yourself. Mate.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the whole point of getting Cisco Pike in was that you'd have to be there.
Yeah.
So you had full liability.
and it's like, you're a dirty cop who was about to be out of the service, right? You're a narcotics cop. You know drug users from work. You know, it's like, hey man, do you want to buy some drugs? It's not entrapment. I've got a lot of drugs. Here you go. I'm about to lose my job. You know, I'm not going to be a cop anymore. Do you want to buy some fucking drugs? He doesn't need
This
Cisco.
movie came out around the same time as all that Serpico stuff was happening in real New York. Those cops didn't sell drugs. They just beat up the people who did sell drugs to give them extra money. He's already threatening him. Like, instead of going, I'll get you out of prison if you sell these drugs to me, how about give me all this money or you'll go to prison more?
You'll go to double prison. You'll be under the jail.
Oh, it's very silly. Very silly. plot. Yeah, so Cisco starts doing the drugs, and there's like a little montage of Cisco like selling drugs.
Yeah.
And it's like him walking around the place, and he's like your friendly neighborhood drug dealer, because he's like helping a guy get down off these like ladders and stuff.
He's great. He's a
Like,
weed man.
you know-
I love it. He's a weed man. It's like he's like a milkman or a Rington's tea guy, but for weed, it's mint.
He's the Rington's tea man.
Yeah.
For weed.
It's like,
I love the idea that he's cutting about like this guitar case, but he opens a guitar case and like some of it's drugs and some of it's like biscuits, and like a little brochure for like a hamper you can get for Christmas.
it's like, ooh, the triple chocolate cookies are beautiful, and I'll have some really dank weed as well. Rington's tea man.
These are really good for when you get the munchies in a bit.
Fucking
I was gonna say that it seems like reasonable.
yeah.
I do cakes to order. I do.
Seriously though, for real, Rington's triple chocolate cookies are fucking insane.
All right, cool.
Move back to the northeast.
Sponsored by Rington's,
Not
I guess.
sponsored, yeah.
But
Newcastle mentioned. Newcastle mentioned. We have a Rington's tea guy who comes.
yeah, my parents used to have that. I obviously don't because I live in Scotland.
You've got Iron Brew van comes round and someone punches you in the face.
Iron
and
Brew
takes
van
money
comes
off
out,
you.
yeah.
It's just driving around, bagpipes going, and then the guy knocks on your door and says, "Scotland forever!" and you like a can of Iron Brew?
It's being driven by a fucking haggis.
Sea cake.
Yes, the triple organ haggis is
Oh,
exquisite.
Jesus Christ. Once again, we are having a lot of fun with a cop movie, by the way. You notice this, right?
It's awfully good.
It's awful, Jesus Christ.
Here we go. So after one bulk customer spots a solitary figure surveilling him with binoculars and takes off, Cisco confronts Holland in a very fun, very short, very strange car chase,
Yeah.
which ends with them, the cars not crashing,
Yeah.
but like parking next to each other.
Yeah, this film's
What are you
general
doing?
race
And he
cars.
throws. Yeah, it is, because they're probably really owned to the belonged by people making the film.
Probably did. It's like, I can't crash this car, it belongs to my cousin. You know,
Yeah.
I've paid him $5 to borrow it. You know, I'll need to pay him another 10 if I crash it, because it's America and that's how money was then, I guess. Inflation.
Yeah. So they have an argument. Cisco throws all these drugs into Gene Hackman's car. He's like, "You son yourself. You could have watched and ruin all my deals. I'm not going to help you."
Yeah. Like,
Um,
what a fucking shit cop he is. He's bad at this job. 18 years on the force? How?
he's so bad. Sweaty, awkward cop. And then Cisco goes home and he continues working on his demos because he wants to make his career work. So he's playing some guitar and he's got his girlfriend singing backing vocals and stuff. And there's a nice little scene there. This is also like, I guess, like the sort of launch of his music career, but it's like a bit of promo for Kris Kristofferson's music career. There's like 4 songs in the soundtrack that are his songs.
first album came out in 1970, so that was the year when he was filming this. So his first album, I mean, this was started filming November 1970, so his first album would probably have been out by then. So yeah, it's definitely like, it makes a big deal even in the opening credits that the music's by Kris Kristofferson, who I haven't said yet is one of the coolest motherfuckers alive. Yeah.
He's very cool. I put a link into our group chat. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it yet, but there's a whole website page on a website called
Style.
Banff, which is Banff style, badass motherfucking style, or best action male film dress fashion. Anyway,
Is that what the fucking Baudelarized it as? Is that what it's been cleaned up as?
it's been clear. Yeah, there's like 4 versions of the cleaned up version in the About Me section, but it's definitely badass motherfucker style. And there's a whole page on like his suede jacket and like the cars, the clothes, the guitar. Get the look. Here's his girlfriend. It's like, yeah, okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. But you're absolutely right. He's cool AF. Obviously, he would go on and have a movie career after this. It's like A Star Is Born with Barbara Streisand and Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid as Billy the Kid. Very, very, very cool. Yeah, he's effortlessly cool here. Very, very cool guy. So that's happening, and then Holland, Gene Hackman, rocks up to his house to put the wheels back on the plot, I guess, because it got temporarily derailed.
Yeah.
So he takes him outside, and he's like, "Look, I'll show you where the rest of the drugs are, so you can take them away." And then as he bends down to like show him where it is, he just punches him in the face. He's like, "You listen to me, little shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna sell all these drugs." Or are you going to go to prison? Like, I need you to sell these drugs.
I actually really love like the area where this has been, like the area where it's been shot. Like I know a lot of the cast and crew said the sets and stuff, the locations were claustrophobic, but I love this little claustrophobic murder alley where he is, and I just like the setting. I like how it works, I guess, on the screen. I thought it was dead cool. There's not much more depth to it, but I just fucking like that scene. It's horrible.
Yeah, I like the ambience
Yeah.
of this particular little bit of Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Because it has that look of like slightly run down, urban deprived, on a hot summer's day kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember from Newburn and my youth. Yeah, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
like
man.
some of the sort of like the forgotten parts of town kind of thing.
definitely.
Like the
I love Cisco Pike's house in general because it looks like my kitchen.
it does. I looked at it. I thought this looks really really nice. Like there's a lot of stuff on the walls. It looks really lived in. And I was like looking at it thinking,
See the Rakshasa mask I've got behind us there? Yeah, just like on his
it's
wall.
a bit like very cool. So I like the ambience of it. I did catch myself thinking, I bet it's like really poorly insulated. I bet it's really cold in winter
Yeah.
and like really really hot
Yeah.
in summer.
I mean, my thoughts were that it smells crazy in there. It smells of like patchouli and like 2 minutes
Oh,
missionary
yeah.
sex on a table. I mean that place stinks of weed, right? That place is gonna absolutely
Oh, yeah.
stink of weed. And yeah, it's gonna be cold in winter. It's gonna be too hot in summer. That's LA, baby. That's
Full of bugs.
yeah. That's the rough end, man. That's LA.
So Cisco tries to offload more the gear. He visits a former competitor, Brother Buffalo,
Yes.
to try and sell the bricks in bulk and this more quickly, and offers him 25 kilograms for which is £55 imperial for a very low price. And Buffalo's like, "You'll try and work out a deal, but like no promises made." That's a cool little scene. It's in a diner,
Yeah.
and I think it was this point in the movie where I realized like the soundtrack
Mm.
is like either full on or nothing at all.
Yeah.
There's no like diegesis in the background. There's very little kind of like ambient noise. There's like room noise, but it's not like they don't put like music on in the
Yeah.
background. In this scene, it was like a quiet diner. There's practically no. It's not like busy. There's not people talking in the background. It's just literally them two talking
Yeah.
in like a dead place. Really weird vibe.
It's kind of
And it
uncanny.
kind of contributes
Yeah.
to
It's
this.
kind of uncanny, isn't it? Like it's strange, sparse.
Yeah, because when the music does kick in, it's like over the top and like booming.
Yeah.
And it's always like really high energy, which is really strange because it puts you into this kind of fits and starts kind of vibe. Like Gene Hackman's fucking leitmotif is this like really irritating harmonica, like
Yeah.
over the top. Like, this is Southern America. It's like, what the fuck
That's
is this?
real tachycardia beats, son. Damn, son, where do you find this? 100% real tachycardia music. Only on KLNF, the heart attack station.
Yeah, man. So mad. So he goes to visit a musician friend, Rex, who was recording songs in a music
this
studio.
guy.
So that's kind of cool. Rex is a
Fucking love this
Jesus
guy.
Christ.
This guy rings true. I've met a few people like him.
He's like extremely high energy, total space head. Just says words, a lot of words.
Actually,
like when he's
go on. Sorry.
I was saying when he kind of talks to the engineer
Yeah.
about what he wants done to the track, he's like, "I want more EQ. I want this. I want that. I want the sound stuff." And he's like, "It's like, what are you talking about, dude?" It's like, "Oh man, it's crazy. It's far out, man. I want this and that. I want to bring up the drums. I want you to swap out the microphones for these other microphones. I want." It's like,
I love his overuse of the word man. The fact that he took home
Yeah.
a pay packet for going widdly widdly woo, like actually making a widdly widdly woo guitar noise with his mouth. He's like hippie
Yeah.
boomhauer. He's like burned out hippie boomhauer. dang old man, I got this dang old marijuana man, man. It's like dang old naked chicks.
oh man. Yeah, so that's wild. Cisco asks Rex if he's got his previous demos, and then Rex rejects him to his face and says, like, "I'm sorry, dude, like, your demos aren't good."
Fuck off, man. Well, of course not good. He's like recording them in a room that's not soundproofed while his phone's still plugged in and he's getting like extraneous phone calls. I mean, as a dungeon synth musician, I can relate. Literally me, etc. He just like me for real. But it's like, come on, man. Unplug your fucking phone. Don't be recording your demos while sitting on a wooden chair that you're rocking back and forth on its creaking legs. God.
There's a lot of things
man.
he does. There's a recurring motif of every time he picks that guitar up to play, like he gets interrupted as well.
Yeah,
So like
it
he
does,
picks up the
man.
guitar first time, like the phone rings, and then when he's trying to record again, like the door knocks a bunch of times,
Yeah.
and it's Gene Hackman. That makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's cock blocked. He's getting rock blocked.
I tell you what's rock blocked. Every time he gets like interrupted as well, he takes like a good like fucking 30 seconds to react. That really pisses me off watching this. Like someone knocked on my door, but like, oh, the door's knocking. I better go and answer it. He's like, knock, knock, knock. He's like, diddly diddly doo, knock, 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 diddly diddly doo. And I'll put the guitar down, duh. And he answers the door. It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, a fun little fact is that when he signed up for this film, some of his friends told him, don't do it and instead get acting lessons.
Ah.
And it's like, one, that's shit friends. You don't want that kind of negativity in your fucking life, man. But two, maybe they were kind of right. However, I still think he's cool as hell in this film. But he is, you're right, some of his kind of reactions don't fully make sense. I mean, acting is reacting, and that doesn't mean acting twice. I'm so sorry.
While he's at the studio, all right, so Rex has rejected him and then turns this topic into, by the way, you're a shit musician, but you're a pretty fucking good drug dealer. Will you sell me a shit ton of drugs, please? So he's like, what is it? He talks to the manager about it, and then and he's not interested in selling to the manager because the price is too low or something. So Cisco rejects the manager's deal, and then he meets a groupie called Myrna.
I love this one.
Myrna's crazy. I love Myrna.
Yeah.
Myrna's straight eccentric.
She's brilliant.
She one of them eccentric chicks.
Yeah, I just want to see, she one of them eccentric chicks could have been a line in this movie, Mike, so nice one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And they have a bit of a flirtation backwards and forwards. She implies that she wants to buy some drugs off him, but also have sex with him. And because this is the end of the swinging 60s into the deeply depressing 70s, he goes along with it anyway.
I like that she's
says,
pregnant, by the way. Like, she's pregnant and he's selling her drugs.
Yeah, that was pretty grim.
Yeah.
A lot of grimness going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
So she's mysteriously pregnant.
Yeah.
Mysteriously in this recording studio. Don't know who the father is. We never learn who the father is. She has a pal who seems to be a bit much younger.
Yeah.
As well. Also kind of depressing. But as soon as she talks about the idea of buying the drugs, Cisco's like, oh, you silver-tongued devil, you're going to talk me into it. And they leave and they pick up this girl, Lynn, on the way to her father's mansion, her daddy's mansion. Yeah, pretty grim. They get stopped by the cops on the way.
I love this scene. It's so good.
That's so funny. So like they're driving along. She's driving. They've got like Lynn in the car with them. She cracks open a drink or something. And then there's a police bike behind them.
Like they're just full on making out like the three of them as well. It's like, yeah.
And
And all of them
and they
start
are.
eating the fucking drugs, which is brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, this is like underused as a potential source of comedy here because like there's a whole thing where like Cisco Pike is like shoving handfuls of like drugs into his mouth and chewing it. Like that could have been way funnier. Like because the cop rocks up and he's got a bow tie on.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What was that about?
And Myrna just like switches into kind of like social combat operator at this point, and she's gone from ditzy groupie to actually razor fucking sharp the way that she deals with this guy. You know?
Yeah, she's like weaponized her youthful femininity and her poshness as Daddy's little rich girl. And she's like, oh, I didn't realize I was driving 45, you say. Oh, dearie me, I didn't even notice. Oh, my goodness.
And it's great because she's buying time.
I'm looking for my license. I'm looking for my license.
And she buys time
like,
for Cisco to eat all his fucking stash.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You see, it doesn't. You see, like sort of contemporaneously, it looks like he's just putting a zin in there. You know, like a fucking Pablo. Like he's on the pouch. You know.
Yeah, which wasn't a big deal. Wasn't really a thing then.
No,
was
I
it?
don't think so.
I mean, I guess chewing tobacco was always a thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't
But
know
not
if you
these
do. Do you
little
do that in the car?
these like white pouches you see the youth putting like in the top lips and stuff.
Yeah. So they talk their way out of getting I think they get a ticket, don't they? They get like a court summons.
Yeah, it's like a citation, I think, to like appear in court. Yeah, I don't quite know how that.
That's right. Yeah. She's like, it's by no way an admission of guilt. It's like, oh, I should hope not.
Yeah.
You know, isn't it a good thing to be here in America where you're innocent until proven guilty? That's not the same in all countries in the world. Okay, and then we cut to a threesome.
The world's so this is the first clear and present dude's threesome. That's the first threesome I've had in one of these films. It lasts about 7 seconds.
Thank
It's
God.
amazing. And his music's just blasting over it. And the camera work is obviously hiding the fact that Myrna is in fact not pregnant. You know, it's like the camera works like kind of hiding the fact, obviously, she's not pregnant. She's just bizarrely pregnant for the storyline, which she didn't need to be, except to add an extra layer of grimness to it, which does kind of fit in with the whole, the 60s are dead, things are getting worse, things are falling apart. You know, that kid's
Consequences
not
are
gonna,
coming.
Yeah, I mean, that kid's not going to be born a fucking weeded up star child. It's going to be born with severe fucking deficits and probably become a congressman or a senator because of that, you know? It's going to become Holden Blood Feast, the sensible bipartisan who just wants to smell human flesh burning.
Oh my God, he's going to work in big tobacco.
He's going to have like labor organizers killed for like fucking with his tobacco production mills or whatever.
He's going to deposit heavy metals into the waters of industrial towns in Michigan.
To fund a super PAC to get like just the worst president imaginable in role.
Yeah. Yeah. Still politically active today then. After a brief sexual encounter with the two girls. That would have been a good movie, by the way. Brief sexual encounter. Rather than David Lean's brief sexual encounter.
You just like put sexual in like the middle of any film title. Day of the Sexual Triffids, Night of the Sexual Hunter, Hunt for the Red Sexual October.
I got
Jack Ryan's sexual shadow recruit.
Sexual Jaws?
Sexual Jaws, my God.
Close sexual encounters of the third kind.
Sexual hobo with a shotgun. Hobo with a sexual shotgun.
They live sexually.
Schindler's Sexual List.
And that's the end of that joke. Cisco continues selling drugs as tensions between him and his girlfriend escalate because she catches on that he's selling a shit ton of drugs over the course of this weekend because she's not an idiot.
Yeah. He thinks she's fucking stupid. It's like, mate, you can astral project and remote view. She knows what the hell's going on. In a few years' time, she's going to get taken on by the CIA for like a remote viewing project. She's going to get trained with, what's his name, the spoonbender guy.
Oh, Yuri Geller.
Yuri Geller. She's going to create a psychic task force and take out the Ayatollah.
Pre-cogs, pre-crime. I mean, yeah. So obviously he sold drugs for a long time when they were together.
Yeah.
I think the clue's going to be when he keeps leaving the house with his guitar case full of drugs and his guitar is leaning against the desk next to the rest of his recording studio.
It's fucking dictation.
Yeah, they have an argument and it turns out like people have been calling the house trying to buy drugs. And she answers the phone. So
it's like
got through the particular sordid web of deceit.
Yeah. Can you imagine how it goes? Hi, is Cisco there? No, he's out. Okay, cool. Can I buy some legal drugs from him? Can you ask him to hook me up? You know, please, can I commit a crime by asking you, a possibly uninvolved third party who may not be who you say you are, to ask Cisco to hook me up with some drugs? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Bush League.
OPSEC, PERSEC, all fucked. Practice safe sex and this kind of thing and you won't go to jail, you know?
Very, very, very wild. He once again visits Rex's manager, who agrees to pay Cisco's price because Myrna does some nuclear networking art of the deal negotiation and implies that they are already getting a higher price from somebody else. So actually it is a bargain.
What a move. What a fucking move,
honestly.
Very...
I barely understood what was going on because I'm a rube, but context clues dictate that this guy Rex buys a ton of drugs so he can have them at parties.
Yeah.
An old Hollywood buffet, if you will. And
buffet, right.
but tries to cut a deal and wants to pay a bit less because he's buying in bulk. And then Myrna says, well, actually, this other guy buys shit tons of drugs at this price. So why are you being such a cheapo? And basically toys with his fragile ego. So he agrees to pay the money. And we are halfway through the plot recap, and he has achieved his task. Therefore, all tension from the movie has exited.
He's on the side quests now.
Yeah, pretty much. There's one more scene where there's a tiny little bit more tension, which is so we've set up the deal. He has to go and do the deal, which means he has to move all the product. He's not selling all of it. He's just selling like 30 keys of it because he doesn't need to sell all of it to make the money, right? Because all of it's worth way more than the street value is worth way more than the product. So it's unclear how much he has to sell to make the money. But because he's got so much of the product, because part of the deal was you get to keep the rest, then there's no real threat if he loses it. It's not like, oh no, he's lost the drugs. How's he going to make the money? Because he's got a shit ton more drugs to sell.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an annoying bit of the plot that kind of irritates me, because it deflates the stakes of any one deal, because I always just got to make more deals.
Yeah.
And the ticking clock isn't really a ticking clock for Cisco Pike, because it's more of a ticking clock for for Gene Hackman, really.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, well, all right, okay. Anyway, he rocks up to this deal in a big green van.
I fucking love this weedmobile he's driving.
Oh yeah, he's got like a big weedmobile.
It's like,
Yeah.
come on, get in the really fucking conspicuous weedmobile. You know?
With a hanging bead curtain between the cab
Yeah,
and
it's
the...
like, jump in the probable cause machine. You know?
With its fold-away chair,
Yeah.
so you can board the vehicle. Stand up in it.
The fucking traffic stop magnet. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Sir, do
It's
you know why
absolutely
I am stopping you?
Literally could have been the mystery machine.
I bet the mystery machine got like stopped by the police all the time, you know, like constantly. That
Oh,
thing's
yeah,
that
could
thing's
you
like, you know, they're running that thing's plates constantly. Every small town the Scooby Gang drive through, they're getting pulled over. There's some like horrible state trooper with his truncheon going like just popping it against his hand, going, "You're a long way from home, kids."
Do you think like whenever they got pulled over, like they bundled Shaggy into the back because they didn't want the cops' first impression being Shaggy? Don't show him the fucking weirdo.
Shaggy's got
Like, get
fucking
Fred up
warrants,
there.
man. Shaggy's got warrants in like loads of different states, you know.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Shaggy himself is human probable cause, you know.
You put like you shove Fred and Velma. You get Velma talking to the cops, don't you? And she's like, "Oh, I'm just driving to this town because I've got to do some research for a project."
Yeah.
And like Fred's like, "I'm the quarterback. Don't worry about
Yeah.
me." And they're like, "This is weird." Like,
Yeah.
open the back, and then a bunch of smoke piles
Yeah,
out,
it's
and there's a grown man hunkered over a giant Subway sandwich with a
just-
fucking Great Dane.
He's fucking hotboxing. He's hotboxing the mystery machine. Daphne is boxed out of her fucking mind because they had to put her
Yeah.
in there just to kind of calm him down. But they just broke
If
through
I-
it and like just started getting blitzed. Scooby's so fucking stoned he's shit himself because you shouldn't get your dogs high. And Shaggy's seeing through fucking time back there, man. It's like, get out of the car, sir.
If you're a small town cop and you pull over the mystery machine, you are assuming that Daphne has been kidnapped, aren't you?
Holy crap.
You don't belong with these.
It's like, you stay right there. I'm gonna run these plates. You're ringing all your mates and other forces saying, I need you to pull all of your missing persons records for women of this certain age and appearance, like right now, because I think we've got like an escapee from the Manson family fucking kidnapping women. He's got a high school quarterback that he's hypnotized using Manson magic to drive the vehicle.
He's got a fucking talking dog. Fucking Summer of Sam shit going on there.
Holy shit, man. All right, this needs to be a fucking film, man. When does Scooby-Doo become like fucking when does Scooby-Doo become like open
Like,
source
out of
out of
domain.
copyright, public domain, yeah, open source, public domain.
Oh, we'll be dead.
Gosh, now
I was thinking about films that this came out, right? So at this point in the movie, I thought, like, Kris Kristofferson looks cool as fuck.
yeah.
And we had a chat yesterday, I think, as I was watching this part of the film, about why did Kris Kristofferson's star never truly take off? Like, why? Like, we know him, he's a legend and all that kind of stuff. But, like, why was he not, like, super duper A-lister level? And I know the timings don't totally match up, but I think his vibe kind of got co-opted about 10 years later than this by the likes of Jeff Bridges
Totally.
and Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about a little Kurt Russell movie called Overboard. Do you know this movie?
No.
Right, Overboard, and I swear this is worth mentioning. Overboard is a movie where Kurt Russell plays a carpenter, and he lives in a shitty little rundown house, and he has 4 kids, and the mother of the kids has just died, so he's a single father, okay? And that should make him like a sympathetic character who you like. But here's the starting bit of the movie. He's a carpenter, and he's working on some furniture for a luxury super yacht, which is owned by Goldie Hawn and Richard Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls. He plays like her husband, but he's doing all these dealings with Goldie Hawn, and Goldie Hawn is just a horrible, mean, rich lady. And this is a thing about billionaires, right? The reason they became billionaires, they don't get billionaires by writing a load of checks. So Kurt Russell does all this work for her, and instead of paying him, she throws his tools overboard. And he has to jump off the ship to get his tools. Then karma comes around, and Goldie Hawn falls overboard much later out at sea. And she's rescued. And then he sees on the news that she has got amnesia and she's in the hospital, and husband checks in on her, sees it, and goes, I don't know her, I don't know this lady.
Whoa.
Because he wants the money. Anyway, Kurt Russell's I know what I'll do. I'll go to the hospital, I'll take this woman who has amnesia, bring her back to my house, and convince her that these 4 kids are her kids, and she can do chores in my house. And there's a bit where he literally gets her back, and he's being so horrible to her. He dresses her up in a fucking set of overalls, has her ride on the back of the pickup truck as he's driving her home from the hospital and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And it's right, here's a list of chores you got to do while I go out to work and get it all done. And it's so bad. And then on one of the days, he decides to be nice to her and says, hey, did you know something? It's your birthday. And she's like, it is? So he's really nice to her, and they have sex, and she doesn't even know who she is.
Fucking hell, man! I tell you what, that's
so
actually
bad.
That's actually the kind of thing Cisco Pike might do.
Yeah, and then later in the movie, she sees her husband, and then she starts to remember. She's like, "I'm not poor. I'm really rich. My God, you lied to me.
You
so
made
she
me
goes
a
back-
bang maid and lied to me. Jesus Christ."
Yeah. And then, so she goes back out to sea again on her super yacht.
Lol.
And then this dude, Kurt Russell, has a friend who was in the US Coast Guard. So they go out in a US Coast Guard cutter to catch up with them, so he can yell at her through a megaphone. I'm really sorry I exploited you for sex and made you a slave for a month. She's like, you are? So yeah, totally. So they both jump off their respective boats and get in the sea and cuddle and stuff in the sea. And then she gets picked up by the Coast Guard, and she stood there with a towel around her, and she's like, I want you to do one thing for me, Kurt Russell. And he's like, what is it, Goldie Hawn, my soon to be real life wife? And she's like, give me your daughter. And that's how it ends. It's fucked up. And she goes, and the money's not his, it's my money, so we're all rich now. Anyway,
incredible.
That was the movie Overboard. No moral, no learning. Like this film, no learning
Yeah.
has taken place. Really, really dodgy. But it made me think, because he looks so much like Kris Kristofferson in this
Yeah.
movie. I was like, I bet he was corrected by Kurt Russell. Anyway, so this bit reminds me of Black Dynamite, because he's setting up the deal. He's about to do the trade, but then he notices one of the guys has got really shiny shoes
Yeah,
on.
he's got this shorts and his shiny shoes, and it's knock detected.
Don't wear alligator shoes.
Knock
Yeah.
detected.
Yeah, big time. So they drive away. They ditch the van. They catch a bus. They eventually get picked up by a very, very grumpy Sue,
Yeah.
who tries to drive them back to the van, but the van's crawling in cops,
Yeah.
and they've confiscated all the weed. So he has to go and do another deal, and he does, and he makes all the money, and it's like, okay, cool,
Sweet.
right, brilliant. Sweet. And then it kind of takes a bit of a turn. So what happens? His old pal Jesse rocks up and is having a bath in his house when he gets
Harry
there.
Dean Stanton, naked jump scare.
Naked Harry Dean Stanton jump scare. He's in the bath, naked. He's off his face on speed, so he looks pasty and pale. It's like having Slender Man come into your house and have a bath while you're out. So weird.
Who among us hasn't been around someone who's taken a load of drugs and is like, oh my God, I really need to take a bath now? Maybe.
I've not been around that.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Right.
Sorry, Rory.
If this episode doesn't get me a urine test at work, nothing will.
Yeah. This is what happens. Sorry, yeah. So they haven't quite made the money yet. So Jesse just happens to rock up by pure happenstance because the plot needs it to happen. They have dinner where Jesse kind of explains the situation. It's really obvious that Jesse's strung out and is still taking a big combination of uppers and downers every day.
Fucked with hepatitis as well. You caught that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the hep. So he's in a real bad way. He's sweaty and shivering. Cisco finally tells his missus that he's being blackmailed by a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's me, or it's the drug dealing. You got to make a choice. Which is, fair enough.
Yeah.
Jesse and Cisco travel to the Sunset Strip to try and make another big play. There's a pretty good scene where Dean Stanton is just going off on one about his life.
And he's tweaking like fucking crazy in the car, playing his guitar, just ranting at Cisco about bullshit. And it's like,
Yeah.
It's a great performance of someone who's so utterly chemically wrecked that they're having to kind of play tunes on their own kind of nervous system by, he has some uppers, he has some downers, he has some stuff to keep me at just the right fucking level. I mean, once again, I've been in car rides with people in that kind of state before, you know, like, and a lot of the weirder things this film do ring true to things I've experienced in my youth. Hello to anybody looking at this. If I ever get a job that needs background checks, this shows how honest a person I am.
Very good. It's crazy. So he's very like high energy. He's like manic almost, and he's like he's spotting stuff out the window and like commenting on it. Like, do you see that girl's ass? You missed it. Oh, it's a great ass. They're everywhere, man.
That's LA, baby.
And he's like, it's LA, baby. And then he's like, I got a good payout for pretending I had some kind of brain damage. I used to whiplash don't work no more. I broke my leg once, but brain damage, that's the one. $10,000. I'm lucky like that. Good things just happen to me. Just like,
yeah,
goes off on one.
Good things happen to you, man. You're lucky like that.
It's like, yeah, you are, yeah, at the far end. It reminds me a bit like that movie. Do you see that Coen Brothers movie Inside Llewyn Davis?
Oh no, I haven't.
So so it's about Oscar Isaac plays a folk musician called Llewyn Davis.
Yeah.
In New York, in the sort of East Village, and it's basically based on Dave Van Ronk, who's like a contemporary of Bob Dylan but didn't make it as big, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of in the story he had kind of like a Simon and Garfunkel type relationship with another guy, but the other guy, like in this, the other guy died tragically, like committed suicide, jumped off a bridge, and this is like the aftermath of him like trying to still make it as a musician, like playing for record people, like doing gigs, traveling around, trying to do tours, trying to spin up deals, but he's just having a terrible time. He's like a ghost. In fact, this is probably a good double bill with this movie because it's the same kind of vibe. It's like a musician trying, just like wandering through. I would say that Llewyn Davis is more serious about being a musician than Cisco Pike is, but yeah, very good conversation. Like the difference in this movie is that you see the partner who has like thrown his life away and has fucked up the career. Because these two, obviously, at the beginning, must have been doing pretty well.
Yeah, there's all those like flashbacks that suggest they're doing super well, and there's shots of them on stage and then backstage with groupies and stuff. And
yeah, and they've pissed their money away and fucked it up on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of really, really sad. So they catch up with Myrna and Lynn again.
Only 2 women in Los Angeles, Myrna and Lynn. They're putting in the sorry, 3, because there's obviously Karen Black's character. 2, and yeah, they're the only. It's like an RPG when they can meet like the same 2 NPCs in like some town every time. You know, it's like fucking Nazim in Skyrim comes up to you and starts thinning you out about how poor you are.
To get to Sunset Boulevard often? No, I didn't think you did.
You ever get to the marijuana district? No, didn't think so.
Oh, brilliant. That's so good. Yeah, so they catch up and there's a bit of chat. I think there's a lot of this dialogue has to have been improvised. It doesn't feel it feels really naturalistic. It doesn't feel like it's very scripted.
That's one of the things I love about this scene. The dialogue's brilliant. I think like it's really good. I also love just how Dean Stanton's reaction when she says, "Oh, that song was my favorite in junior high." He's like, "Junior high, shit," you know, like it's like I am old. I am becoming old.
That kind of got like the hairs on my neck up as well. I was like, how old is this Lynn character?
Yeah, she's barely. Well, yeah, she's barely out of high school.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of foresee. This is the other thing about this one that gives you like that undercurrent of grimness is that you can kind of foresee if you were to cut forward like 5 years, none of these people's lives are going to have improved. They're all going to be worse in some way.
Yeah.
I don't foresee Lynn having a happy ending. I foresee Lynn like falling into like porn or whatever, like in drugs and stuff. And like it reminds me again another great movie we should cover at some point, The Nice Guys.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, obviously that's a hilarious buddy comedy.
Yeah.
But it's in a backdrop of people having like falling foul of this time
I
period
think-
of this city
yeah.
that eats people up.
I think Lynn's going to grow up to get like iced in a snuff film on 8mm film that's then going to be investigated by Nicolas Cage a few decades later.
Wow. So yeah, they make a big deal. They make the money. They go to Myrna's dad's mansion.
Yeah.
And this is where it kind of gets really bleak because they're chilling out. Lynn is annoyed because she was trying to shag Jesse in the car.
But he's got
he can't
dope
get it
dick.
up. Yeah.
He's just too fucked to perform.
So they're like, you can come back to the house. You can do it in the house.
Yeah.
So they're setting up to do that. And Cisco is trying to get with Myrna on the bed.
Yeah.
But Jesse goes into the
Because he
bathroom
needs
and insists
heroin.
on
He needs
he wants to
scab.
shut up. Yeah, it's really grim. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. Very predictably, he ODs and like dies in the bathroom.
After
There's a lot of
trashing the
noise.
bathroom in an attempt to kill a fly, by the way, which is fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
insane. This hilarious moment of slapstick comedy undercut by the tragic death of somebody. Really grim. I thought like the dad was going to come in at some point. Again, another missed opportunity here was having a hilarious fuddy-duddy Monopoly man
Yeah.
for the dad.
Oh, what are you doing? You gentlemen are making love to my daughter and her friend in my beautiful mansion. F. Scott Fitzgerald used to own this place. You're tarnishing it, damn it. Get out of here.
I will unleash the hounds upon you. Brinkley, fetch me my shooting gun. Yeah.
As manservant just brings him like a fucking elephant gun, and he turns Jesse a pink mist, which is essentially a mercy killing because he's just so doomed, you know.
He's just like the safari hunter guy from Jumanji.
Fucking hell! He's just running through like the corridors of this beautiful like 100-room LA mansion with his elephant gun, just hunting down these two semi-famous musicians mercilessly.
God, brilliant. Yeah, so grim. Yeah, so he dies. They put him in the car. Obviously, that's killed the vibe, so Cisco doesn't stick around.
Yeah.
Drives back home, catches up with Sue. Sue is she's sleeping in her van, and she's basically saying like, I'm gonna leave you. Like this nightmare shit ends now. I can't stick around with you. It's too chaotic. Fair play. She's put up with a lot. Girls just want to sit on tables and meditate.
Yeah.
And I think she was subtly hinting to Cisco that she wanted to have sex that lasted longer than 1 minute in a missionary position as well, which he didn't pick up on.
Like Cisco's like, 4 minutes? I don't need to do it twice.
Yeah, I think when he like crept up behind her and like squeezed her boobs, like to him that was like excellent foreplay and nailed it again. Yeah. That's me done.
Yeah, basically. It's like he puts his hand on her thigh and goes, "Did he come yet?" Is Cisco Pike a fuckboy?
I mean, he's
because he's cool as well. That's the thing that's stopping him being a fuckboy. Because I imagine true fuckboy status. Sanya, I don't know if you got an opinion on like fuckboy status or anything, but I think that like the little motorbike fella from Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit's a full on fuckboy because he's got his stupid dick extender motorbike. He's trying to smash with that last arbitrage whose name he doesn't even know, and he's just got no riz. I think he's a fuckboy.
I think he's desperate, but I'm not sure if he's a fuckboy.
Yeah,
because he takes it. I mean, part of the fuckboy thing is not taking women seriously, and he takes it serious enough to buy a whole fucking motorbike and hope to impress her.
That's a very good assessment, actually.
Trying to think of good cinematic fuckboys, but who would be a good example?
Oh my god!
He's not a great example of it because he's a shitty boyfriend. Yeah. But I think he is on the trajectory to immediately become a fuckboy. Yeah. The boyfriend in The Devil Wears Prada.
Right. Yeah.
The one who convinces like Andy to like stop working in fashion and being your own person and come back to our place where I'll make you a fucking gash, fucking grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Because my job's more important. They'll break up and then he will go through a string of just like hooking up with girls on Tinder.
Yeah.
And then ditching them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tinder swindler. That's
he'll
it.
Be a Tinder swindler, man. I forget the name of the character, but would you consider the guy from The Heartbreak Kid a fuckboy?
Oh, you think about the Charles Grodin Sybil Shepherd one?
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That is the one I'm thinking. Yeah.
Charles Grodin was like so underrated.
I think he's like fuckboy status, maybe.
Yeah,
Welcome to
so.
Clear and Present Dudes. I'm going to do a deep dive assessment into the nature of being a fuckboy. Thank you very much to all our massive amount of new listeners as well. It's crazy. Quick aside, Mike, the new nations who got listeners from?
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of Dominican, Cuban, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela,
Copyright
Honduras,
strike,
Guyana,
stop.
and still Guatemala, Bolivia, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile. No, we have got a shit ton. It went up from like 20 odd to like 35, and I think it's to do with metadata. But it's all over the world, including some both sides of the current conflict.
You see, this is what makes me think that it's some kind of CIA Wetworks John Clark type who's just on assignment and like listening to us on repeat, and like he's not using a VPN, so we're just pinging off whatever country he's in.
Yeah, it's 37 countries, and it's UAE, Guatemala, Lebanon, Indonesia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bangladesh, Morocco, Colombia, Chile, Ukraine, Argentina, Philippines, Malawi, France, Mexico, Belgium, Greece, Uzbekistan, Russia, Ireland, Sweden, Pakistan, Iraq, Ecuador, Spain, South Africa, Brazil, Poland, Israel, Australia, Taiwan, Andorra, Canada, Vietnam, and then finally Germany, the US, and the UK.
I hope our antics bring happiness to all these people all over the world.
Indeed.
Thank you for listening.
Very weird.
We're sorry.
Thank you very much for listening. Where are we up to?
We have missed the part when I almost said Gene Simmons, when Gene Hackman turns up at the house when Cisco's not there, and he's explaining the whole oh well, I've got to run all the time because I've got this crazy tachycardia thing. And he turns up, he's like the sweatiest man, and he's like running in place just talking to Sue, and it's like and she's like, what the fuck have I got into here?
Vibes are off. That's why she gets into the van. Yeah, she yeah, that's crazy. So he just rocks up the house
because she knows he's a freak. Do you think he tried to have sex with her? I think it's kind of I read it as a kind of implies that maybe he's like, you know, you can keep my heart rate up. It's like a shit version of Crank, isn't it? At that point, I've got to keep my heart rate up or I'll die.
I think there is implied stuff going on there, and maybe that was stuff was Kurtz or something like that, because the vibe is off. I see what it reminded me of, actually. Very weird, but guy arriving at the house of a vulnerable woman and asking for a cup of water. Clute. Clute, really, really good film. This okay film. So he rocks up, he wants a cup of water, he explains how he has to keep his heart rate up, and that's why he's so sweaty, and that's why he wants the water. And she's like, oh, I've got the kitchen. So she goes to the kitchen. That's a great response. I've got the kitchen. Probably no heat, probably no smelling, no cooking noises or sounds or scents or heat or anything, but she's like, I've got the kitchen, I've got to go.
Yeah.
And she just runs out. Very funny. And then we cut back to Jesse being dead in the car, and then Cisco seems to leave him on the beach. Yeah. And she's like, you got to at least call an ambulance. This is messed up. And he's like, I don't know, like I get caught if I call an ambulance. But he does it, and then she calls an ambulance. It's like, Cisco, I've called an ambulance. We've got to go. Yeah. And she bugs out and says, I've had enough of this. I'm leaving. And he's about to go when Gene Hackman catches up with him.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the bits that's been criticised for being contrived, because, like, how did he know to go there and stuff? The body's found straight away because the police helicopter happens to fly over.
You see, this is why Gene Hackman having a closer relationship with Sue than the film shows kind of makes sense. Because I think Sue sort of let him know what was going on.
Maybe. Like, yeah, that's strange. It's implied that she doesn't even know that he's the cop who's blackmailing her.
Yeah.
In that scene. But, like, there's a version of this where maybe...
because it doesn't stop him, like, extracting the information, so...
Or following her or something.
Yeah.
Catching up with her, following her.
This film manages to make West LA look massive and tiny at the same time.
Yeah, it's huge expanses of land, 4 people live in it.
Yep. Again, it's like it's like a computer RPG.
It's like Star Wars, where like we keep going to Tatooine. Like, I thought Tatooine is a scrub planet in the middle of nowhere. Why are we always here?
And like fucking there's like and there's this one glup shito kind of guy that everyone knows.
Glup shito.
Sanya, you were going to say something there.
I was just going to say glub shito.
Glub shito.
Glub shito mentioned. Wild. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, isn't it? And then we have... It's so underwhelming. Gene Hackman explains what the deal was all really about.
I love this.
And it's so fucking funny. It's like, right,
he pulls out his fucking pay scale.
Yeah, do you want to see my pay scale? It's like, so he's gone from saying like, right, I've lost a shit ton of money in the stock market and I need this money back to pay back my creditors, to I've got a dicky ticket, I've got a medical on Monday, and I'm pension trapped.
Yeah.
And I won't get a medical payout because it has to be work related, and having a dicky ticket is going to get argued away by the medical.
I love at this point how he's just talking to Cisco as if Cisco is his rep. As if he's from the Fraternal Order of Police. And he's like...
You see, this is my pay scale, and I've done 17 years. You know, if I had 19 years, you know how much I'd get? I'd get diddly squat. If I did 20 years, I get a 40% payout. It's just like, okay, right, so all this fucking bullshit we've had. My friend died, and I've had to sell shit as a fucking borrow on it, all because you're worried about a medical border survey.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
And it's like, for fuck's sake, dude, just take the L and become a private detective, man, you know?
Yeah. Like, Hieronymus Bosch.
Bosch mentioned.
Oh, my.
There's a change in.
Yeah.
Sandy, we've got to get your
Brilliant.
Bosch pills so you can pick the fucking references up, man.
So Gene Hackman.
Back to the biscuits.
The thing about Gene Hackman in this as well is like that's fair enough. But does that mean you have to be so weird?
Yeah.
like his energy's so weird still.
Yeah, he's so sweaty and weird. And...
Oh, so you have a heart problem? Why are you so crazy?
It's like, the thing is, they're not going to shit can him for his heart problem. They're shit can him because he's a dickhead and no one fucking likes. You saw how he just like dipped with that cop funeral at the start of the film. He's a fucking loser. I love it.
Nobody likes him.
Yeah, fucking no one likes
partner.
him. Yeah. Can you imagine being his partner? Jesus fucking Christ. You'd have to be worse than him. It's like, you think I'm bad. He has my partner, he shoots heroin on the job. He just like randomly just like executes people and stuff. He hasn't been to work in 4 months.
He's like so on edge as well.
Yeah.
So he's like, I met your girl. She's a nice girl. I know she's a nice girl. That's what I said. I said she's a nice girl. You said it like I didn't think she was a nice girl, but I do think she's a nice girl. All right. Fucking hell. Sorry. I didn't realize you were patient zero for being an incel. Like, what?
He's like, fuck my cop cell, chud cell life.
Jesus Christ, yeah. So he does the thing, and then he has the temerity to go, "This is a setup."
I know,
You
I set up
me
on
up,
a
and I'm like,
one, and it's like, no, he's just called for an ambulance. You fucking psycho.
You're the cop.
Yeah, what?
You set this whole thing up. How did you think you wouldn't know about it? You've busted this guy for petty. You staked out the guy you were going to exploit.
What the fuck?
And now you think he's some sort of part of some like undercover task force. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
So then he turns around and he puts a bunch of rounds into the ambulance, kills the ambulance driver.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's a police car following it because like there's been a dead body found, I guess, and they're like, yeah, let's fucking stop. Police as well. So police car turns up, guy with a shotgun gets out, and fucking Cisco runs off towards the sea. Possibly one of the worst decisions to make as far as escapes go. You can't walk on water, mate.
You're a baby.
Your hair's
you're
long.
a baby turtle.
Exactly. Your hair's long, man. You've got a bit of a Jesus vibe about you, but without the beard, you can't walk on fucking water. These are the rules.
I like how this is all cut, though. I like how it's edited. It's pretty good. I like the you're intercutting between the police helicopter, the police helicopter's searchlight. You see these shots of like, I mean, it's, of its time, New Hollywood, shaky cammy, kind of like dimly lit. Like, you feel like it's at nighttime. It isn't one of those things where it's like day for night and it's got a blue tint on it. Like, it looks kind of cool. Yeah. So I like all that. I like it's plausible that Hackman is insane and firing rounds into the dark and obviously not hitting Cisco Pike. The squib that goes off on Hackman's back when he gets shot by that
yes,
shotgun.
he gets fucking double tapped by the shotgun guy. It's brilliant. The squib's like erases his shirt. It's excellent. It's fantastic. And he's just shooting with his little snub-nosed 38 at the helicopter. I think that will do nothing, Gene. 18 years on the force. Come on, man. He's a rubbish cop. He's bad at it.
Cop. He's not the best cop.
Who's the best cop?
He's the worst cop. He's the worst
cop. I didn't know I was out here with Super Cop. Yeah, 'cause you weren't. He's not fucking Super Cop. Christ.
So bad. The movie pretty much ends after that. So we get like a musical comes on. The he's a picker, he's a poet, he's a prophet, he's a pusher song
he's
comes
a
on.
problem when he's stoned. Mood.
He's a walking contradiction, partly truth and partly fiction.
Copyright strike.
Taking every wrong direction on the lonely way back home.
Copyright strike.
And copyright strike. Kris Kristofferson, Cisco Pike is driving through the desert, and he does that cool thing. Made me think of One Battle After Another, where he drives down a bit of like decline in the road, and then it freeze frames with him gone, and the car's vanished.
Yeah, that is cool. I like
That's
that.
cool.
I also like just like the kind of quietude and solitude of the scene of like the shots immediately after like the shooting and his escape, when it goes like the same car park in daylight and there's that same bit of graffiti, Sam loves whoever kind of thing, and then it goes like that little alleyway that leads to Cisco's house, and then it shows like the internals and stuff, and I like that. I really like that. It was an eerie and very desolate calm that comes in after the kind of explosive end to the film, you know?
Yeah. It's not that kind of movie, but you could kind of imagine it like flashing forward and showing where everyone wound up.
Yeah, like American graffiti
or
kind
like
of
having
thing.
or kind of having a bit of or having a bit of like a whip round montage of everybody in the movie, see where they kind of
Yeah.
wound up, like what they did.
Fucking
like you
hell.
could kind of see like Myrna like having her baby in the mansion still. Dude like going back home, and she probably lives somewhere in the Midwest or something, and she's like meets her parents again or something, and they pick her up and her mum like hugs her or something, like, oh, I'm so glad my baby's back home kind of thing.
I would imagine like Sue like setting up her own like kind of like a yoga retreat kind of thing, and
Crystal
just
shop.
living her best life, teaching people astral projection, remote viewing, and then she's taken on by the CIA. She trains with Uri Geller, like I said. We got a whole menu stare at goats kind of thing. Now there's a movie
It's how she gets
that I'd
involved
like
in like
to see. Fucking seriously, man. There needs to have been a Karen Black movie in which she becomes a psychic warrior, you know?
I guess that's kind of the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Final impressions.
Sanya.
I love films.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I want to hear your impression, Sanya.
My impression:
Free speech zone.
0 biscuits.
0 biscuits. Fucking hell.
Was there a biscuit scale?
Fucking is now,
on,
I
a, on a
guess.
scale of no biscuit conversation with your boss to 2 biscuits conversation, this is a no biscuit
Oh, I see. Yeah.
to me.
Wow. This is not one's on, swords carries,
Yeah.
no coffee.
Yes.
I was going to say fucking no chairs, no coffee.
No chairs, no coffee, no biscuits. Thriller with a small T.
With a small T, I like it.
Not thrilling.
No. What it's mainly invoked to me is a feeling of, you know, when it's a really fucking hot summer day
Yeah.
and you don't want to go outside, but you have to go and get groceries for a meal that you don't want to make because it's too hot to use the oven. That's what that film felt like.
I like that.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except instead of going out to get groceries, just going out to sell drugs for a weird, sweaty
Yeah.
knock.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go outside and it's scorching and all it does smell like is cars and you just don't want any of it.
Melancholy.
I dig that.
Sticky, sweaty melancholy.
Yeah, sticky, sweaty melancholy. That's beautiful.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful vibe.
Mike, your assessment.
When I was watching this film, I thought a lot about a different Gene Hackman film, Night Moves from 1975. Hackman's a bit more established. Is it 75? I think it is. Similar kind of vibe in that it's ostensibly some sort of thriller plot line, but it is kind of taking place in a slower, less focused kind of way. Where those films separate, though, is that Night Moves has a really intricate plot that you have to watch once and then watch again to understand what the whole plot was about. Like there's like wheels within wheels, and actually there's cons within cons, and then you go, oh, that's what it was all about. And then you get the ending sequence of that, which is beautifully poetic, of like Hackman in a boat, which is with like a lot of rudder on in the middle of the sea, so it's just doing donuts basically, circles, like in its turning circle, and it's like, this guy's stuck going around and round and round in the middle of an empty sea, and it's beautiful. And this film is a bit like a bit of a more journeyman, less focused even then, less kind of evocative run at the same idea. Everyone's adrift, everyone's lost, but it feels less focused. On the other hand, it's kind of more naturalistic and less contrived, apart from the very ending. I kind of wish it either, I don't know, man. Like, it reminds me of another movie as well that I saw at the very beginning of the year, which is The Mastermind, with Josh O'Connor, right? Which he's like a bungling art thief who tries to plan a heist.
Yeah.
It kind of goes a bit wrong. He gets his the ill-gotten gains get stolen off him by actual gangsters, and then he has to go on the run for a bit until eventually he gets picked up by the police for doing something really, really stupid. He tries to mug somebody during a protest, and he just gets twatted on the top of the head with a baton and pulled away.
Bloody hell.
But that film, really, really slow pace, more of a character study about like this guy who's thrown his life away for stupid reasons and now is having to drift around the place.
Yeah.
Cisco Pike has done the same thing. He kind of he didn't have to do this. He was out. And if he just knuckled down and made better demos, he wouldn't have found himself in this situation. I appreciate what it was going for. Not wholly successful, I don't think. I feel like there must have been some interference to make the ending happen. Like, we need a police helicopter, we need a shotgun, we need action.
Yeah, well, I mean, so there were rewrites to the film by future Oscar winner Robert Towne, you know? So,
oh, right. Well,
yeah, so Robert Towne did rewrites on it because his friend Bill Norton, who wrote it, pulled him in for some like screenplay rewrites. So yeah, there's definitely signs and indicators, I think, of a bit of sharpening up, a bit of expanding things. And I wonder if, like you said, the whole explosive ending and stuff was maybe his kind of work, you know? Because it does seem to swing round really, really quickly.
Kris Kristofferson as Cisco Pike, rated R.
Welcome back, and we're going to look into the categories now. So I think we're going to start off with casting first. So we've already kind of been over who's in this film pretty much, but we haven't like looked too far into their pedigree. Obviously, we've got Gene Hackman, previously described by Mike as the horniest man in Hollywood.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree he has a fantastic career of playing horny, angry, sinister, desperate, scary, mean guys in that phrase that we love here at Clear and Present Dudes HQ, scumbag mode. So he is definitely the boss of scumbag mode. Mike, you got some casting to talk about.
Yeah, I got a few bits. So Roscoe Lee Brown as the pawn shop owner.
Yes.
So he's only in like that one scene at the very beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
His career highlights include Logan's Run from 1976. Tremendous film. Sandy, have you seen Logan's Run before?
No.
Oh my God.
Nobody
right.
has
So
to die at
imagine
30.
nobody has to die at 30. Right. Imagine a world, okay, where like all the people live in a futuristic city under a dome. Population is controlled because they have like a little crystal in the palm of their hand, and it's called a life clock, okay? And every time someone gets to the age of 30 years old, they have to submit themselves to something called carousel, which is where they all put into a room and float up in the air, and then they explode. And everyone thinks it's like a reincarnation type ceremony, but actually they're just getting killed. So everyone who reaches the age of 30 years old is killed. The entire city is people who are younger than that. Some people try to escape the city and go to like these kind of like, they've got like little rough ghettos within the dome as well.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people trying to escape, and those people who do that are called runners, okay? And there's like police type of guys who catch people who run. I forgot what their name is now. Like, but yeah. Anyway, in this movie, I think it's Richard. Is it Richard Jordan and Michael York? So Logan is played by Michael York, and yeah, it is Richard Jordan. It's Francis, and Logan realizes he's turning 30, and he's been living like a princely existence of like picking up random women to have sex with every night through something called the circuit, which is like Tinder for the future.
It's terrible. You basically like from download a girl at your room. It's horrible, right? Like they like just like arrive and it's like
And one of them arrives, and it's Ginny Agata, who plays a character called Jessica, and she's wearing like a necklace with an ankh on it, and the ankh is supposed to be like a sanctuary, and it's like a underground movement of people who are trying to get out of the city. Anyway, Logan has a change of heart, realizes he doesn't want to die at 30, so he and Jenny escape the city, and to escape the city, they've got to go through all these weird little things, and one of them is like, to get out of the dome part of the city, they've got to go through like this massive like frozen chilled area underground, which is where the food production happens, and it's overseen by this character called Box, right?
Yeah.
Who is like this half-human cyborg thing, which is like a dude. He's all silver, and he's got like hands and arms and stuff, which have got like, I guess, like ducting around them to make him look robotic.
Yeah.
And then he's in a big box which kind of rolls around on the floor, and he explains that like all the food is like proteins, sea greens, proteins from the sea. He's like, I am Box. I am not a man. I am more than a man. Overwhelming, am I not? Anyway, the dude who's the pawn shop guy, and this is the guy who does the voice of, and presumably is the body and the suit of Box in Logan's Run.
Incredible.
And if that movie sounds mental to you, it is.
Yeah, it's
They get out
nuts.
the city. I'm going to finish explaining Logan's Run to Sanye. So they get out the city and they find like the city is apparently next to old world Washington, D.C. because they make their way into the Capitol building, which is overrun with cats and one old man, Peter Ustinov, and they've never ever seen an old man before. So they're like, oh my God, you can get old? I want to grow old. I want to grow. And they go back to the city and like uncover to the city like, Look at this old fuck. Like, old people exist. You don't have to die at 30. Carousel is a lie. And everyone goes, yeah, we'll grow old then, I guess.
Yeah, let's fucking go, basically.
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
That's some of the worst miniature work I've ever seen. Great movie.
Not as bad as Meteor.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Meteor mentioned.
Logan's Run was not meant to be seen on an HD television. Anyway, that was Roscoe Lee Brown.
Hell yeah. So the man himself, Kris Kristofferson, obviously a gigantic body of work. To me, he's always going to be very much known as being Whistler in the Blade series, because just incredibly, deadably cool. What an absolute fucking badass.
Yeah, I look at him and I hear like the Allman Brothers, like Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
First, I found out Kris Kristofferson died because someone posted about his voice work in Fallout New Vegas and how great it was. And I was like, fuck. But yeah, he was in Fallout New Vegas. He did the voice for Chief Hanlon. After Cisco Pike, obviously we had him running through just pretty much doing anything that came across his bows. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, when he played Billy the Kid, obviously a title role. Then just like a random bit part in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, credited as biker. Vigilante Force, that sounds fucking brilliant, but has a 5.3 star rating. And then at the Star is Born, big time role. And it's just kind of hitting interesting stuff. Like Convoy came shortly after that. And then just loads of like kind of, this is the point, I think, when he rightly started to get kind of market corrected with his career, because doesn't appear to do a lot of really, really, really big stuff after that. I mean, his music career obviously was huge as well. So that's the thing. But it's like, yeah, Kris Kristofferson, what a guy.
He should have been in like some kind of romantic movie with Cher or something, you know?
Yeah, he should have been. He really should have been.
I don't know if is he a good enough actor? I don't know. Hard to tell.
Is Cher a good enough actor? Probably.
Oh, well, yeah. How dare you say something like Cher like that?
No, she is. Yeah, the South Scene was good.
I hope you turn back down and think about what you said there.
I will turn back time on my little joke about Cher not being good enough. Also, Cher is very active on social media, and she will come after us and be very mean. Perhaps you should delete that out of the podcast.
No such thing as bad publicity.
No, true. So I looked, like I do, look kind of like the smaller parts and stuff. So Karen Black, holy shit. Big fan of Karen Black, done some absolutely wild stuff. 208 acting credits on IMDb. There's another one in post at the moment. She's worked a lot, and she's done so much stuff that a lot of films were still worked on post-mortem. This isn't AI kind of stuff. This is just like these indie films that took ages to come out. Her role in Cisco Pike, it was bracketed by a couple of very different films. She was in a film called A Gunfight with Kirk Douglas and Johnny Cash. Two aging gunfighters in need of money come to an agreement to organise an actual showdown between them and sell tickets for it. And on the other side of Cisco Pike, a film called Born to Win. George Segal, Paula Prentice was in this. It was an R-rated film. A smart-mouthed junkie and loser known as JJ spends his days looking for one more fix. So she's doing like PG-rated cowboy movies and like these gritty skag flicks pretty much at the same time. She just seems one of those people who loved working, and I respect that. A real
Yeah.
journeywoman of the weird kind of films.
She's like a bit of a litmus. No, what am I trying to say? Like a habitat indicator for these kind of movies.
Yeah,
Because she's
definitely.
obviously easy rider, 5 Easy Pieces,
Yeah.
and then like Cisco Pike is kind of like one of the also-rans of that kind
Yeah.
of genre. Great Gatsby.
Yeah. Our first film was The Prime Time. A bored young girl looking for excitement gets involved with nude modeling, drugs, and a rock band, and she actually, I think, like threatened legal action to get her nude scenes removed from the print just before the film was published. So, even in her first film, she was making some very, very smart decisions. And
Nashville, Capricorn 1. My God.
yeah, Viva, who played Myrna, as I said, brilliant character. Born Janet Susan Mary Hoffman in Syracuse, New York. Syracuse mentioned, to a family that sounds fucking insane. By the way, her bio from IMDb reads partially: she's the first child of a devout Catholic family, is of German, Irish, English, and 1/8 Italian ancestry. Her parents had 8 more children. She told her mentor, Andy Warhol, that her father was a religious fanatic and her mother worshipped the Irish Catholic witchfinder general Joseph McCarthy, insisting that the children watch the televised Army McCarthy hearings of 1954. Fucking amazing.
Wow.
Early roles as in Bike Boy as Girl on Couch, in The Nude Restaurant as The Waitress, in a film just titled 4 asterisks, as Girl in Bed. This was weird. It was like an Andy Warhol film. It was originally a 25-hour film made up of shorter film segments, 83 reels each, lasting approximately 33 minutes. Is Cisco Pike an art movie?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Stealth
art movie. The last film that she did is a film that's got some Goncharov kind of vibes to the discourse about it. This is a film made in 2010 called News from Nowhere. There is one review of it on IMDb. In part reads, "Does this exist?" Being one of millions of fans of the offbeat director Paul Morrissey, I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants to know where, or even what, News from Nowhere is. Research turns up nothing. Not one clip, not one movie still, not one review, etc. I have to wonder if this is even a real movie and not a made-up movie myth. Very, very Goncharov there. Playing Lynn, Joy Bang. Joy Bang was actually her real name as well. Well known, according to IMDb, for playing sexually uninhibited hippie chicks. Mission Impossible Max, she was in an episode of the Mission Impossible TV series. Cool. She was in an insane film called Night of the Cobra Woman. I would like to read this film's plot to you. Lena, a young nurse in World War II Philippines, is bitten by a cobra which formerly belonged to a snake cult. I like how the cobra formerly belonged to a snake cult. Like but ran away? It went through treatment to get decultified, right? It's an escapee.
It got arrested for cult-related violence, and part of its parole terms were leaving the cult behind.
And just disavowing snake cult activities. This gives her the powers of eternal life, beauty, and sexual prowess, and the ability to turn into a snake.
Wow.
When a pair of UNICEF workers, Joanna and Duff, encounter her many years later, Lena's snake is killed by Duff's pet eagle. Leaving Lena no option but to feed on the life force of young men by having sex with them, starting with Duff.
Funny that.
Absolutely incredible
What are the
scenes.
chances?
Amazing. I need to watch this film just because the idea of a UNICEF guy having a pet eagle is so fucking stupid. It's like, look at all this UN funding, man. They got these fucking pet eagles and shit. They're going out there killing snakes and having sex with snake girls. Defund! Harry Dean Stanton as well. Harry Dean Stanton. What a career for this gent. Mike, I think you're probably the biggest Harry Dean Stanton stan in the room for this guy.
Oh, go on then. I'm just going to collaborate with your boy Dave Lynch, but also Brett in Alien.
Yes.
So one of the OG space trekkers. He had his TV show Lucky, which I think is one of his last big things he did.
Yeah.
Of course, in 2017, very extremely old Harry Dean Stanton had a role in Twin Peaks: The Return.
That's right. That was his last role before his connection to God's Wi-Fi.
indeed. Five episodes of that. There's the harrowing bit where he's like playing a little tune on the guitar and singing a song, and it's like, this guy's going to die soon.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks: The Return, by the way, like half the fucking cast died in or around the production of it.
Holy crap.
Just because of like old age and other bits and bobs. Obviously, the log lady died because of cancer and so on. Really, really, really sad.
Can I make a really quick Twin Peaks aside, actually? Can we do Firewalk with Me at some point?
Always. Yes, you can do Firewalk with Me. Extremely, not a funny film to talk about, but one we definitely should.
We can make anything funny, Mike.
We could probably make the first hour of the film funny.
Yeah.
The final sort of hour of the film less funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great movie. Absolutely, definitely will.
Yeah. He was in Twister. Fuck yeah. Escape from New York. He had a smaller part in Escape from New York, which was class. Mm-hmm. And he's also working post-mortem. He was in 2 Frank Sinatra biopics playing the same character.
That's pretty cool.
Sinatra, ! Eternity, 2025. He played Sheriff Lloyd. And Frank and Ava in 2018. More Ava Gardner centered Sinatra movie. Playing Sheriff Lloyd again. So we've got a Frank Sinatra cinematic universe in which he is a constant. And I like that.
That's pretty good.
Inland Empire too.
So Inland, so he did a bunch of of the David Lynch ones. He did Inland Empire, Wild at Heart, Twin Peaks: Firewalk with Me, as you said, Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah.
The Straight Story. Is there any more? Was he in June? I don't know if he was. I don't think he was. No,
he was
double checking. No, but he was in Christine, Red Dawn, Pretty in Pink.
Red Dawn, man, Wolverines.
Yeah, you've already mentioned Twister, and there's one more really good one that I was going to mention. Not Cruise Control, Down Periscope.
Bill Norton as well, who wrote and directed it. Like, so Bill Norton ended up writing and directing some of the first season of Tour of Duty, which is a show that I'll absolutely fight in the streets for. It was like the first season when it was at its grittiest, and again, it's another kind of, obviously made in the 80s, but it does show, like, for a 1980s made American TV series about the Vietnam War, I don't think it's got much in the way of triumphalism about it, especially in season 1, and it does show, like, just the same kind of the 60s are dead kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that. It's such a fucking good show, in my humble opinion, and had one of the best opening sequences of all time, which is ruined by the fact that the home video version couldn't get the copyright for Painted Black by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Devastating
stuff.
But, yeah, he's a bit of a journeyman otherwise, isn't he, Bill Norton? He's in a lot of TV work.
Yeah.
1 episode of Buffy, 2 episodes of Roswell, 6 episodes of Angel.
Convoy, which kind of tracks, I think, a bit. Just its vibe, like he's almost, as he's gone through his career, he's been like a real like chronicler of like the American kind of zeitgeist, with just like occasionally, and then he's gone on to just doing stuff like Buffy. But I don't know, because Buffy really did show the American like zeitgeist, and it's a snapshot of a time, you know.
Yeah, like, I think he was on season, I want to say 5 or 6. It was his episode. So like towards when Buffy was kind of on the downturn.
Yeah, was at the point when it was starting to get a bit like silly, and like all of our mates by this point had got like special abilities and stuff.
Everyone's got a superpower. Xander's got the superpower of being an incel.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck my incel should life.
I'm a man, and I'm meant to be strong, and I'm meant to protect girls, but all the girls are protecting me. I hate women.
Oh my God!
You're a witch, and you're a witch, and you're a slayer. And what do? I have to lock the windows. It's like, dude,
yeah, I have to.
No one's making you hang around, Xander. You can go off and find other friends, mate.
Just Xander, fuck off and write some slogans in white paint on your AR-15. You know. I just want to be clear. We're not speaking about this actor who's recently passed on. We're speaking about the character.
Yeah,
who sucked at that point in the show. Yeah. So there's a zero hate to the actor, who seemed like, like a very complex guy who had a very painful time of life. We're talking about the character.
What's the next category?
Should have mixed it up a little bit and spin the wheel of directors early doors.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So we are once again going to spin the wheel of directors. Anyone who hasn't seen an episode before, the last few recent ones, we've been spinning a little wheel, and it's going to come up on previous directors who've done films Clear and Present Dudes have covered, and we're going to ask ourselves the tough question of how would they have done it and what would it have looked like. So we are spinning.
Here we go. It's stopping on red. I can't read it.
Rich Lee, War of the Worlds 2025, baby.
Oh my god.
You shit. So for a start, Cisco Pike's like right-clicking and going, commandeer police helicopter.
Yeah, so what is it happening? So it's happening in the modern day.
I would have to, yeah. Because it's a screen life movie now. It's all
Right,
done
so-
through social media.
The idea of selling a load of marijuana today is like hilariously quaint in terms of like high score drug deal type stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Class B drug, obviously, in the United Kingdom still, but it's still viewed as like, you know, the fun one the Rastas do. It's not. It's
The fun one. It is, though. It is, though. I mean, it's like... yeah. Sanya, how do you think you would have done it? How do you think this would have been pulled off by him?
Not sure.
yeah.
Wait, drug delivery by drone?
I fucking love that.
Oh shit! Because it's obviously
He's got a quadcopter and is flying around brigs of weed.
He never leaves his house.
Yeah, he doesn't make like hippie music. He thinks he's a living room rap musician.
He's got a SoundCloud.
He's got a SoundCloud, and he's making terrible rap music.
I
And
love it.
his girlfriend's the one who's got a job, and he's still cheating on her the entire time.
Yeah.
And then this corrupt undercover guy comes up and makes him sell weed, but he still refuses to leave the house, and he just uses a quadcopter to do it that he bought with his girlfriend's money that she was saving up for something else.
the guy blackmailing him has got like an anonymous mask. And he's doing it like online. And
Yeah,
then,
and
and it turns out it's his son. It's you.
And then they get pulled over for like drunk driving or something. The one time they do go out, or he goes out with a bunch of weird girls, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, officer, we thought this was a self-driving car."
Yes!
Because it's a stupid Tesla they found on a street corner or something.
That's fucking amazing. I love it. And Gene Hackman is once again a total fucking loser because all the other narcotics cops are selling fentanyl. And he's just selling weed. And they're like, "You suck. No wonder you don't stay around with the cop funerals, you know? You're fucking rubbish, man. Get with the times." And he's...
If you say with weed, it's really boring. Or it's fent that Hackman is stealing out of the back of ambulances.
fucking amazing. I love this shit. Oh my god.
And I posted a mean tweet about people of color on Twitter, and now I'm not getting my pension anymore, so you need to sell drugs for me.
Again in his house because Cisco's a fucking shut-in, and he's like, "Hey, I've just come round to see you, but I've got to run on the spot as well." And it's horrible shaky cam, fucking like body cam, like the little Axon logo in the corner is the only thing that's not bouncing on the screen, and people like vomit when they see it in the cinemas.
Also, it's the other way around. He isn't running in a suit. He's just constantly wearing active wear and gym clothes like everyone noticed, but you never see him do more than 2 steps at a time. He's just always just in a car. He's always dressed like he's going to run an ultra marathon or do a triathlon at the next park, but he never does anything physical whatsoever.
When he's standing around, he's just doing stretches all the time. That's like his idle animation.
Wow.
Fucking amazing. I'm going to give it another spin, guys.
That was a rich vein we tapped there.
That was a rich vein. Okay, we're spinning again. Give me something good.
Green.
Blue.
Rowdy Harrington.
Rowdy Harrington! The action would be upped, wouldn't it?
This would be brilliant. This would be great as a Rowdy Harrington film.
Yeah. The Ellie River would feature for car chases.
Yeah. It would be a slightly better, more densely plotted, like there'd be more stakes.
Yeah.
Like something would happen early on that meant that he only had the remaining weed left that he had on that one deal or something.
Yeah.
So like he would live in a houseboat.
Yes.
Or something else weird, like he always belongs to be in one car or something like that.
Yes,
like,
I love it.
or he'd live on a man's farm, like in Roadhouse.
I like that.
The corrupt cop would also be in cahoots with like a local bigwig landowner. So the cop is explicitly framed as a bad guy. He's not just a cop; he's a corrupt cop working for a particularly bad guy.
Yeah.
Cisco Pike would be a successful musician.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be a failure. He'd still be doing it just because.
Yeah.
But he'd still be like playing that. He wouldn't be doing like folky music as well. It'd be like blues rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'd be like playing like rough bars and stuff like that. And
the kind of places that have like a mesh like fucking screen. And,
yes,
and,
exactly.
and like
Like
there's
in
bottles
Roadhouse.
getting thrown against it, and he's like, and he's like, just sick blues riffs with a Marshall stack and a tube screamer effects pedal.
Yeah, cool. It'd be so good.
Paul.
There would be probably about the same amount of gratuitous nudity in the film that there already is.
More.
More.
The threesome would last way longer.
Yeah. Oh, like that bit in Roadhouse where he sacks the dude who's shagging in the back room and stuff.
Yeah, yes.
I'm going to make you my Saturday night thing. Like, get out of here.
The shootout would be wilder as well.
Yeah. It'd go on for ages. It'd be like in Striking Distance. It would be like a 3-phase plan.
It would be.
It would start on the beach, and then there'd be a boat chase.
Yes.
And then they would wind up at the observatory or something. And then
Perfect spot for a boat chase as well. Just like some speedboat just banging through the waves of the Pacific, chasing another speedboat. The helicopters in pursuit. There's LAPD guys using that weird like fucking terminology. I need an airship. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I love that.
That's so strange.
So good.
Man.
Yeah.
And there'd be a sniper in the helicopter as well, shooting at him but missing. And man, it'd be spectacular.
That'd be so good. Yeah, Hackman would like stole the ambulance as well.
Yes.
Oh man, so good. Pike also would have been a veteran.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Just to have an excuse from having like his physical chops.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He'd be like a
ex like Army Ranger, and he's
Korean War vet. Yeah.
And he's got like his gold records on the wall, but then he's got like one of those like I Love Me frames with all his rocket patches and stuff, and his like Ranger tabs and stuff and all that shit. Like, and he's just a tough motherfucker deep down.
How does it end? It ends with him. Yeah, he still goes away.
Yeah,
but he's not leaving with his tails between his legs like it is in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's like a right, done with this town, on to the next town.
He leaves with Karen Black as well. Karen Black's with him as well, and she's like, "Oh my god, I gotta suck your dick so bad right now."
Just like in Roadhouse.
Just like in Roadhouse, exactly.
Feet don't hurt. Yeah, that would be it. That's how I think Riley Herons would do.
Sanya's grabbed the mic. I'm waiting for an opinion.
No more radical filmography takes.
Oh, okay, great. The VHS in the mess test. Would this film? Mike's already shaking his head. Would this film go down well on? Sanya's shaking his head. Would this film go down well on repeat in the barracks or mess hall of a military base or vessel?
It's pretty fucking boring, mate.
Yeah.
It's for in the mess. It's just too slow.
I'm in absolute agreement. I think the only way this film would go down well at any kind of military establishment would be if they drastically loosened the requirements regarding the smoking of ganja. Basically, it's the only thing, because this is a very kind of ambient stoner movie at its core. I mean. So yeah, I can't disagree with you. We'll go into the missed opportunities of this film, the Ding Chavez Memorial Missed Opportunities category. Sanya, go.
Does literally anything happening count as a missed opportunity?
There's all a room here for a story. There's a
I mean, it has some resemblance of a plot, but that's about it.
It's a mood piece, god damn it. It shows the high water mark of the summer of love has been reached and everything's falling apart.
It doesn't I'll tell you what it is, actually. It doesn't conform to a standard 3-act structure for a Hollywood movie. There is a setup at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's pretty clumsy. But like after that, it kind of just meanders through like a bit of a... You know what it's a bit like? And this is a bit grandiose. And I probably don't mean it. It's a little bit like Ulysses, but not. But not. And that it's a bloke going about his day while stuff happens, except that presumably means something in Ulysses. I tried reading Ulysses on more than one occasion, especially during my long COVID deployment.
One of my funniest stories about just shit my mum comes out with is that I bought the collected works of James Joyce from a charity shop, and it's in this really like beautiful like green like kind of presentation case kind of thing. And I walk up the stairs and Mum goes, "What's that?" I go, "Oh, it's the collected works of James Joyce." Goes, "Rory, why are you always so fucking sarcastic?" It's like, no, it is, Mum, it is. Look, it's the collected works of James Joyce.
That's so funny. Brilliant. Of course, there's a bit in Ulysses where a man gets caught levitating.
Is that before or after the 1 minute missionary sex on the kitchen table?
Just fucking James Joyce just takes a break to write some incredibly filthy letters to his wife about things I can't even say in this podcast or might get recategorized by Spotify.
Yeah. So missed opportunities then. Right, let's go through them. There's a whole bunch here, I think. One, we don't get to see, I mentioned it earlier, we don't get to see the rich old daddy of Myrna in the mansion. He would have been a fun character to pie around with, I think. Yeah. He would have been fun. We don't get to see nearly enough of Cisco's lawyer. He also seems like a fun character to hang around with.
I wish he had a spin-off. I wish they went like a Better Call Saul kind of way with him. I think to build on what you've said, my missed opportunity in the film is that there wasn't a sequel just about his lawyer, about a guy who was obviously a kind of like country music industry lawyer who just becomes the weed guy.
I think they should have given Gene Hackman an even more annoying theme.
Yes.
Not possible.
They should have made him even more fucking irritating as well.
Yeah.
Like they could have made him like a novelty tie detective kind of guy as well. He's like trying to pass himself off as the fun cop.
So he's been a cop for like 17 years.
Yeah.
There's nothing to indicate that he's got like a wife or kids or anything. So
Married like job, baby.
Where's all the money going? Like, why is he needing money so much?
Trains.
Trades.
I know someone like that.
I would love for him to have like an interest. Yeah, I think his character's a bit thinly sketched.
Yeah, like.
Or maybe he's into boats, but he's really unlucky and they keep sinking.
Yes, I love that.
He's on his fourth sunbeam. It's called the Unsinkable 5. He's really in debt. He still has to pay like a salvage bill from the marina because he clogged the entire port with his old boat and nobody could get in or out. But he just bought the next one.
He did an Ever Given. He pulled a fucking Ever Given. He did the funniest thing. Yeah, like he needs some money because like he's in the hock to like a backstreet boatyard and they're gonna send some like big guys, gonna send some big cholos to break his legs. That's why he needs some money. It's like, Cisco, you gotta sell this weed or the cholos are gonna break my legs.
I mean, knowing the American medical system, you also could have just had a headache in 1958 and be in debt until 2010.
Yeah, it's like, Cisco, I've got a hangnail and that's why I've got to fucking commit suicide by cop after you try and sell drugs for me. Cisco never actually gives him the money though, does he? He's like, I've got the money, and then it's like, okay, time to die.
Yeah. So I presume he's left with all the money.
Yeah. So like the missed opportunity is like, it's like a massive montage of Cisco spending it on shit and then being broke again because he's got no real solid
it's gonna
plan.
go, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just gonna buy a really expensive guitar using the money and still not gonna get anything done.
Quotes from the movie. It's actually quotable, I think. There's a lot of bars in this film.
There's a few, isn't there? There's the bit we've already talked about the levitating and the guru stuff at the beginning.
The entire dialogue, because I quickly wrote it as I was watching it. What do you do? Nothing. Nice work if you can get it. Daddy hasn't given me enough pocket money, thinks I'm spending it all on drugs. What are you spending it on? Drugs. Bars. I really enjoyed, again, that musician that he's selling to, the guy talks like Boom Howard, just the shit he comes out with. It's the same thing they were telling us back then, that we were too weird. It's like, I love that. And just when he walks off saying, just work it out, man, I love you, man. It's like he's too stoned to fully continue a conversation when Myrna asks him, "Are you a dealer?" He's like, "No." "What's that?" "My girlfriends. Just this big fucking book of people I sell drugs to." Yeah. Got any quotes in the film that tickle your pickles, Sonia?
Not really. No. To start over, actually, because I was like, what the fucking is this? And just stopped watching.
Amazing.
I was like,
This is one of the
I
reasons I
don't
picked
like
this, to be
any of
honest.
these people. I don't like what this is. I don't like the vibes. What the... And then I just started cooking.
I've got a great line that's not really a line of dialogue, but it kind of butts into things. They're obviously filmed on the streets, right? They're obviously filmed in kind of guerrilla kind of way, and the scene when the traffic cop is speaking to the three of them in the car, and that bus drives past, and the bus driver hits a horn that plays fucking Strangers in the Night. And it blows out, I think, some of Myrna's dialogue that you can't hear. And it's like, that was a bus driver doing that fucking intentionally. This was not in the script, and that was absolutely cool. That was like line of the film. And you see like the reaction on Eve's face. So if you watch it again, if you want to torture yourself by watching it again, you can see like a look of, fuck, that wasn't planned on Eve's face. So, would this film do well with the addition of Peter Falk in his Columbo mode?
I mean, this is closest to the time period I would get for a while.
And he was an LA detective, right?
Yeah. I mean,
post-credit scene when he investigates the homicide.
Yeah. All this is the bit of the sort of a club episode where we know what happened.
Yes. Yes.
And there's a whole episode afterwards where he's investigating or talking to everybody.
Yeah. There's quite a few places I think we could put him, but I'll throw it open to you guys.
I think I could see him being like not as Columbo, but as just Peter Falk. He could be the manager who buys all the products. He's covered in like watches and rings and stuff. That guy.
I like that. He's wearing like 3 watches all set like different time zones.
Yeah. I could kind of see him doing that in this time of his career.
I could dig that, definitely.
Yeah.
I could see him as a partner to Gene Hackman, but like he would have to be like antagonist to Gene Hackman's character. He'd have to like a threat to Gene Hackman because Gene Hackman's just... I love that Gene Hackman plays a fucking loser in this film. And then before the film's even finished shooting, he goes off and plays Popeye Doyle. You know, he gets into the French Connection, playing a man who's a lot more sure of himself, competent and dangerous.
Yeah, I like that. Gene Hackman has a bit of a run of doing like loser characters in this sort of time.
Yeah.
He's very good at it. He's very good at playing people who are on the fringes a little bit, just out of step with the rest of the world. You know? Like The 100%. Conversation and Night Moves and stuff. Like,
yes. Oh man, Gene fucking Hackman. It was a very good choice, I think, to start our show with a film that had Hackman in it, because like it set us up as we're meant to go on just reveling in scumbag mode.
Yeah, Hackman makes this movie like worth talking about, I think, for us. Like, if there was no Hackman in this movie, I'd kind of be like, did this even really count as a Clear and Present Dude movie? But
Hackman delivers the thrill end of it. He delivers like the thriller component of it, I think. Most other actors wouldn't have been really valid for us, I don't think. It's a dichotomy because Hackman's a fucking loser, but he also adds menace to it. Like he's a menacing chud.
Because he's like unpredictable. You don't really know what he's like he's a bit chaotic, isn't he?
He's a dipshit, but he's lethal.
Yeah.
Just not in the way he thinks he is. Like he's gonna cause chaos kind of thing.
Hey Rory, do you have any notes from the peanut gallery for this movie?
That I do. 3 stars. Watching bad cop Gene Hackman versus verge of collapse Kris Kristofferson is basically like 2 sexy bikini ladies mud wrestling for me. Even adjusted for inflation, it seems prime Mexican weed was astonishingly cheap in 1972. Also, drug dealers apparently took checks back then. Karen Black has a knack for starring in movies that end with a man abandoning her and driving away. Seriously though, this movie was super ass. I don't know what was worse. The fact that Gene Hackman died and I wanted to honour his memory by watching a supposed cult classic that turned out to be a shit-kicking fart fest, bordering on the illegality side of boredom, or that Kris Kristofferson's version of acting is never moving the top half of your face and being the densest, most stone-faced, but in a I have the acting range of a pile of rocks motherfucker on the planet. Continually finding myself checking how much time is left of the film is never a good indicator. Don't watch this film. From someone called Cinema in Review. Say what you feel, man. Robin Burge, 1 star. Glad to have watched an extended music video for Kris Kristofferson's song library. Abby, with a little flower emoji, says dreadfully dull. Let's move on to some higher rating ones. Bummer Noir Easy Rider ripoff. But Kris Kristofferson and Karen Black sing a duet and Viva's whacked out ad-libs are priceless. Pork sweats. User pork sweats. Once again, that's pork sweats. That's the sweats you get when you have pork. Gives it a staggering 3 stars. And a movie that advertises Gene Hackman needs more Hackman than this movie provides.
Yeah.
3 stars. Harry Dean Stanton voice. Thank God I have brain damage. 5 stars from Stephen Hayden. When you want to spend 90 minutes in the underbelly of 70s LA, accept no substitutes. Also, the freakiest Gene Hackman performance. R.I.P. Freakiest?
He's pretty freaky. I don't know if he's the freakiest.
It's certainly one of the top ones, I think. What I like about it, what adds to his freakiness is, excuse me, he has no dignity at all. Yeah. He's devoid of dignity. He is an absolute chud, and that's, I think, what kind of makes it a very freaky performance by him, because, you know...
Yeah, his menace and his authority are purely from his position as a cop. They're not from anything he exudes as a person.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's very much... One of the reasons why I think he's so desperate with the end of his career is that the only thing that makes him intimidating is the badge and the gun. He would be eaten alive by the world outside of being in the LAPD, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
5 stars from someone called Kate says, watching Big Top Pee-wee and Cisco Pike in the same week gave me whiplash, but yes, Kris is hot in both. Kris Kristofferson is such a Bogdan Bogdanovich name. I love the horny reviews. 5 stars. Kris should be mine. Someone just gives it 5 stars. Watched on Pluto TV. I love when it's just when like the name check the streaming service. I was actually speaking to a friend of the podcast, Jim from Cramlington, last night, and he was saying, "Oh, so where did you find it?" I said, "Well, I found it on YouTube. But if you search this film on YouTube, you find like a version that's been copyright struck and half the sound's muted. If you Google for stream Cisco Pike, you find a link to a version that I found that I linked to you. It hasn't been muted." And he goes, "Yeah, because like." You think it's like Amazon, because Amazon has whole like old movies. And yeah, well, I heard it was on Tubi at some point, and I saw like a fucking tweet from Mubi about it, and it just made us think of that ridiculous meme about like all the streaming services. Have you seen the new show? It's on Tubu. It's literally on Hibi. It's on Poochie with ads. It's literally on Dippy. You can probably find it on Wino. Dude, it's on Gumpy. It's a Phoebo original. It's on Poob. You can watch it on Poob. You can go to Poob and watch it. Log on to Poob right now. Go to Poob. Dive into Poob. You can Poob it. It's on Poob. Poob has it for you. Poob has it for you. Poob doesn't, by the way, have this film. I checked, and also Poob doesn't exist. 5 stars for Kris walking the Venice canals, guitar in hand. That is pretty cool.
Do you remember that Queeby show with Rachel Brosnahan, and she had a golden arm, and the golden arm was giving her like heavy metal poisoning?
Oh my God.
And all she had to do was take the gold arm off, but she loved the way the gold arm made her feel, so she kept the gold arm on, and she died.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God.
Do you remember that? Yeah, did you do that?
No, I don't.
Rachel Brosnan, Lois Lane.
And I can't watch it on Poob anymore because all the Poob executives have been arrested by the FBI.
Yeah.
And we're just going to finish with another 5-star review. If the prospect of Kris Kristofferson playing a weed-dealing ex-rock star opposite Gene Hackman, Karen Black, Harry Dean Stanton, Viva and Doug Sam doesn't tickle your fancy, then I can't help you, says someone called Dent May. So there we go. So yeah, last question. The last one. Is this film pro or anti-CIA?
Anti-CIA, I think. but only because it's anti
The man.
all the man. Yeah, damn the man.
Yeah.
Like, there's Rachel Brosnan with her gold arm.
Holy shit. My God.
It was real. It was real.
I'll have to see if I'm still on my ex's Fibo account. I was banned off Poob Deluxe a year ago, and then, like I said, because obviously Poob Deluxe divested from Poob, and then Poob Deluxe was involved in ISIS. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm just gonna pull one out before we do the goodbye with clear and present dudes and fuck up with timing. But this film be better with the presence of
Poob.
President Jack Ryan, President James Marshall.
Oh, wow. Dr. Richard Kimball.
Oh, Dr. Richard Kimball.
Mate, I'm so confused at how any of these people would get involved in this.
Yeah.
Probably Richard Kimball is the closest to the action. But he lives in Chicago. He's not involved.
Maybe he's in med school. He's in like UCLA med school, if they have a med school.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like kind of, that kind of like...
I think he smoked a bit of grass in his time.
Yeah.
I think, do you remember, if you heard this quote about Joan Didion? So Joan Didion, like, used to hold these parties and stuff, and like Harrison Ford would go to the parties and things, because he was just a cool guy in like LA at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Harrison Ford, very cool guy, always has been. Joan Didion remarks she was watching Star Wars in 1977 in the cinema for the first time, and she didn't know that Harrison Ford was an actor because he was a carpenter, mainly, right? And then she sees him on screen as Han Solo. She's like, "Holy fuck, that's my pot dealer!"
That's incredible! Holy fuck, that's so good. I could see a young Dr. Richard Kimball kind of moonlighting. Being, in French Connection, that like kind of drug lab guy who's like doing the tests on the heroin. He's like, this is your Better Homes and Gardens Skag of the Year kind of thing. He's doing that kind of shit, I think. Like, and he's like a young student doctor. He's making like a little bit of extra money on the side, doing like drug lab analysis for Gene Hackman. But because it's weed, he's just going, yeah, it's weed.
Yeah.
He's like, this is mostly stems, and Gene Hackman's like running on the spot. Like, how do you know? And he's like, because I can say it's mostly stems, dude. You're a narcotics officer. You should know this.
Yeah. It makes me laugh. That makes me think of that bit in you guys is in Serpico, right? And there's the little bit where they're in a classroom and they're all being told about what different drugs are, and they are talking about, and the guy's lecturing about pot, and he's like, and I'm passing around now a marijuana cigarette. And they're all holding it and passing it against each other. It is also known by the following street names. And they go like, Hash, Mary Jane, Shit, Boo. And then like an ADR goes, Boo, really, really loud. And it's like, what?
It's available on Poob. The executives of Poob have been arrested by the LAPD narcotics team.
Stream it on Chungus.
It's streaming now on whattimeisitRightNow.com. Fucking hell.
Stream it on AskJeeves.net.
AskJeeves.net. No, it's not streaming on Jeeves After Dark. That's the one when you've got like provide facial ID. You've got like send them a video of yourself holding up today's newspaper so they know you're real. It's fucking crazy, man. I thought Ask Jeeves cared about your privacy.
Streaming on Gag Plus. Right, okay.
I think at this point, that's that.
Yeah, we've run out. Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rory, for selecting Cisco Pike.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Sanye, for sustaining psychic damage for the podcast.
Yeah. you know, in like a video game when like you're getting like gassed or something, and you're getting like, the noise, like you've got
poison damage.
Ones appearing.
Poison damage.
And like your HUD comes up like, you have been poisoned in green letters, and get to a med kit, and med kit's in red letters. That's how Sandy is feeling right now.
I've just been set like -2,
yeah.
-2. It's gonna say your injuries are not podcast related.
God, imagine there's like a fucking VA for podcasters.
Yeah, brilliant. He gets 40% of his pension back if he if he stays on the podcast till 3 hours. Unfortunately, you know what you get if you stay for 2 hours and 46 minutes? Diddly squat.
Nothing. I think with that,
We've been
Mike.
clear and
Present
dudes. Jesus.